right, welcome everyone to The Word is Right. This is our first anniversary show, and Maud Dukes is not here yet, which I feel some sort of way about, but she's on her way. So as soon as you see her in the waiting room, Chancellor, let's get her butt in here because she deserves to be here, absolutely, to be cheering everyone on today as well. Such an incredible show we have lined up for you all. Thank you so much for the love and support this year. What kind of was a pet project, just some poets who wanted to poet, has turned into this. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You're just a poet who's going to want to hear you, because clearly lots of people want to hear you guys, and we can do great things. So to give you some statistics about this year, well, all right, first of all, let me tell you who the features I have lined up for you tonight are. Some of them are in the room, some of them are not, and we'll just we'll see if they join late. So starting in alphabetical order, I have Amber Dragala. I'm not sure if Amber's reading tonight or not. Call Me King, Complicated Passions, Danelle Callahan, Daniel Villegas, Dee Allen, Denise Syons, Donna Snyder, Elaine Hill, Fresh Linen, Jamie McCormick, Hector Castañeda, Jeff Cottrell, Kimberly Shaw the Closer, Lantern Carrier, Morgan Guyton, Ms. Poetica, Nopal Flower, Poet Khan, Rosalind Diaz, Sarabella Mental, Special K, Thomas Connor, Tori Letts, and Un Mesh. So that is just who RSVP'd for this and or are in the room this evening. It's exciting. To give you guys some statistics about this year, so you have kind of the concept of what the heck we did at Word is Right. We had 60 feature poets on Saturday nights this year. 60. We had a total of 98 featured poets on the platform this year. We had 30 workshops, we did 2 fundraisers, and we had 2 memorial shows. It was absolutely a blast this year to do what we did, being that we're just very, very small. So we reached, Word is Right this year reached 160,309 people. Think about that. 160, and this is our first year, y'all. Over 160,000 people we reached. We had 6,759 people came to our events. We had 110 events, and we have 16 hosts. We developed 911 likes on Facebook, 1,007 followers on Facebook. We broke the 1,000 right before the show on Facebook. We're so excited about that. Instagram, I started Word is Right on Instagram in September. Really, we weren't doing anything on IG for Word is Right before September. So since September, we have had 91 posts, 659 followers. We've done 8 live shows. And we do 2 live shows a week on Instagram. So it's very, very exciting. All right, so just to kind of give some love to all of the hosts, you know, we kind of thought, I kind of had this feeling like if we're gonna buy a Zoom for a whole year, we should probably use it. Oh, what can I say? I'm raised by Italian women who survived the Great Depression. You know, we don't waste anything. And so I figured, you know, if there's a day that goes by, we don't have something going on, let's fill the slot. So the hosts who we have at Word is Right, we have Blue La Poetess, and she does Thinking Through Thursdays. Right now, that show has a to be announced date and time. And she does that show with Lonnie Quinones. We got Chance on Bird, who's in the house tonight. He is going to be heading up the Postcard Poets program. That is a program where poets can send and receive postcards to one another in a completely anonymous fashion. You do not know the poet's name, you only have their address. So you don't know who you're sending it to, but you can send it anywhere around the world. Is 33 cents. So it's a super fun program to sign up for. I'm excited, Chanson, for you to take that and run with it. We got Dominique Bethel. She does Speak Up Sundays with Domo Beth. She has paused that to finish out the year with school. She will pick that back up in 2022. Welcome Elizabeth Strauss, Deadpan Lizzie. She just launched her show, which is Deadpan Dope. every other Tuesday. Generalissimo Brian Franco runs Cafe Generalissimo every other Monday. Kimberly Shaw, the closer, has an LGBTQ forward show. We have a date and time that is TBA. Lonnie Quinones, she works with Blue. She does the Thinking Through Thursdays. Ma Dukes just brought back her Quixotic Queers, and she is introducing a new workshop called Rainbow Tabletop. It will be an LGBTQ forward safe space to work on writing and poetry. Of course, myself, I do the monthly Cash Slam, I do the double feature Saturday show, and I do Moist Mondays with the Fishnet Poet, PoetCon, who's in the house as well. We got MD Live coming in 2022. He's bringing a mental health forward show every other Thursday. Nick Paleologos just came on board this year with Word is Right. He does Poetry Time with Nick P on Wednesdays. And then PoetCon, of course, she does Moist Mondays, and she has had this great idea to do a parental check-in workshop, which I hope she does more of coming up in 2022. She is amazing. Man, I want her to run those one-woman shows. Let's go, Con. Ray Jane does the last Friday of the month. She does Freestyle Fridays. She does ciphers. She is all kinds of sick on that show once a month. You got to get to it. Ron-Mark Thompson came on board Word is Right to do writing workshops and art workshops. He also designed the logo for Word is Right. So Ron-Mark Thompson, thank you. You're a godsend for that. Sarah Aaron does Love the Mic with Sarah Aaron. That is to be announced when that show is going to pick back up. And she also did the logo design for the Roadshow Poetry. And Sirocco Shaman is the latest addition to Word is Right. If you're not on Instagram, you don't know who this poet is. Sirocco Shaman is out of Kansas City. And ironically enough, he spends half the year in Albuquerque, which I thought that was just hilarious because I'm in Albuquerque. So it's going to be fun to actually work with someone who I can see in person from time to time. And his show starts the Sunday mornings, every other Sunday morning. And he is doing Writers Are Resistance. And it's a lot of social justice writing that he is going to be a part of. So some things that we did this year, if you don't remember, I'm going to refresh we'll take a walk down memory lane real quick, and I'll tell you all the other shows that we did so that you can be like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that show. We did a time capsule workshop. We did read and write workshops. Ma Dukes did Sunday spirituals. We did the Black History Month show. Drag, it dropped the mic, right? The first online drag open mic. We did deconstruction poetry workshops. We did erotic shows, midday open mics. We did $1,000 cash slam this year. Wine and wigs, that was a lot of fun. We did the Guerrilla Poets benefit show. We started poetry in a movie this year. Pop-up workshops. We did the Roaster Toast the Host with myself and Generalissimo. We did the 9/11 memorial show. We did Wine and Pints, which we're going to bring back in 2022. We did the Southwest Shakeup in El Paso with Donna Snyder. In person, and we did the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So coming in 2022, we're going to be adding what's called the Poetry Playhouse. So we're going to take plays from poets, and you can sign up to read a part. And in lieu of an open mic, it's going to be coming together to read a play. And it is a fun thing to do that's a little different. Hopefully it'll get your creative juices flowing and thinking about literature and writing in a different way outside of just poetry. We're also going to be doing the One Poet shows. We're starting with Kemlyn Bappy, and that is going to be an entire hour broke down, all the fluff is taken away. It's an entire hour of sitting with a poet and listening to their complete works, being able to do Q&A, interface with them. And then we started the roadshow poetry this year. We're going to take that on the road next year and really do in-person live. We did Phoenix, Arizona, and El Paso, Texas this year. That was so much fun. I want to hit Dallas and I want to hit Denver only because those are really close. I know we'll be in North Carolina, and I know we will be in New York next year as well. All right, so those are some of the things. 110 events, y'all, we did this year. As I was putting the statistics together, it blew my mind a little bit how much we actually freaking did. So yeah, I hope hope this lights a fire under your butt to do something, right? Now the chat was going really, really fast. So I'll have to go back and look at it. I will create the list and I will put it in the chat. I have Elaine Hill and then Donna Snyder. No, Paul, let me know when you're ready to go and I'll squeeze you in. King, I told you I'm going to be, oh good, here comes Danelle Callahan. I'm going to be in North Carolina in the spring. I'm thinking May. I've got to get with Shane and make sure they don't have anything crazy going on then. But yeah, I know. And then you're already going to be deployed. But thank you for protecting this country, my beautiful friend. And I will send good guardian angels to protect you and your troop, your tribe. Be nice to see you if you ever come stateside. I'll come visit you for sure. I know. All right, so yes, here we go. All right, so we'll kick this off. Oh, hey, Thomas Connor's in the house, y'all. I love it. See, now the chanson's on the waiting room. I had no idea when people come in. Let's go. And I'm hoping my dukes will be here. But let's go. I'm gonna kick us off with a poem that's a tribute poem to poets so that y'all can get your work ready, and I'll lube the mic for you and we'll get going. Y'all want a sneak peek at who's coming to feature next year? I wonder if I have it written down yet. If I don't have it on me, I will. Okay. So sneak peeks for next year: Daryl Fun and MD Live, Stacy Dyson and Easter Poetic Desire, Greg Michaels and Levi Miracle, Marco Romeo, and I'm finding him a pair. Doc Janning and Mr. Tezozoma, Terry Rose Jertson and Francesca Kirkpatrick, Tequila Sway, and I'm hoping Sean DePoet comes. Nathaniel Beck and Julian Matthews are also on the list of poets so no one knows that yet except you guys. All right. So we're already booking into April right now. If you know anyone who would like to be a feature, who would be a really good feature, let me know. Let's go. Yeah, let's lube him. Let's go, no, Paul. All right. So, thank you all so much for making this year as sensational as it was. And let's keep going. Let's keep spreading the love. If you have an idea of workshops, and Ron Mark Thompson, man, he's just been shaking it up with workshops. If you have a workshop idea or something that you'd like to do, or a show idea, let me know. We have Instagram lives open. We got morning, afternoons open. So let me know if you can slide into a slot. I'll try to make a show for you. All right. This is titled Simple Stuff. This is for poets. No one really chooses to be a poet. It's more of a calling. The yanking of a leash by ears thirsty for your words. The crowd begging for affirmation, for a familiar voice to call them home. The resting bitch face of any nearby pen, screaming another line in your mind, trying to process the trauma from your soul. No one really chooses to be a poet. To look that deep for that long into the dark recesses of the inferno that stitched together the author. To continually cut and bleed, stitch and heal, only to cut and bleed in the spotlight for you again. Rescind our sins, recount indiscretions, relive all the things that fucked us up in the name of poetry. No one really chooses to be a poet because it typically won't pay the bills till after you're dead. So many things I should be instead, right? Wasting my life, some would say. Those poor souls who have no soul, awakened a day late and $1 short, no grip on who they are. I may have black tar running through my veins, but it runs like forest. I may cry much more than I laugh, but I pour those tears onto this stage. I may not make a fucking dime by my pen, but it shouts above all who wish to silence it. Above my own cowardly voice, above my own rubbled expectations, it rips apart the shackled chains around my pilgrimage existence and allows just enough light in, just enough air to stare into the abyss and dare it to just look back. I never chose to be a poet. I just simply am a poet. Thank you. Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we're all thoroughly warmed up now. Y'all, so we have a pretty good group, so I would say 5 to 8 minutes is a good time. And I'll go back through the chat. But right now I got Elaine Hill and Donna Snyder. Paul, just let me know when you're ready to go and I'll get you on and I will type the rest of the list out. And so we will, if Amber wants to go, I'll call her. If she doesn't go, then Call Me King will be number 4. All right, let's go. Elaine Hill, everyone.
Hi, that's me. Hi, I'm Elaine Hill. And it's funny because I'm going first. And I think I might've been the first featured this year because it was like January the 2nd or something that I featured. So look at this. It's like we did it on purpose. I'll read a few. It's so good to see y'all's faces tonight, whatever time of day it is. There's some new pieces that I haven't brought out into public. So we'll see how this goes. These are like the small unruly children that have been homeschooled all their lives or something. So we'll see how this goes. This one is called Ashtrays. Ashtrays on restaurant tables are a relic of the past, like a belly button. Useless counterfeit to creation, never pierced, never wanted for attention. A small deposit, really, nothing to catch in the tray, a smoke screen, too cancer-causing, not unlike all these future things promising progress. Will they ban Wi-Fi and 5G when the cells replicate out of petri dishes and everyone's child is finally diagnosed with ADHD and every woman is infertile because of disruptions in body rhythms that they pretend not to understand, head in the sand, the year they hail as technology to save the day? Or is this drug okay, since it is not as tar over diaphragm, and maybe companies can use marketing to remind our belly buttons that we need lint, not diamonds, to coat our coffins anyway? Doesn't busy equate with not thinking straight? Somehow that means each child is successful, not left behind, just distracted by a pandemic of blue light comparison, depression, suicide. It's all normal, right? No one is dying, or not my child tonight, maybe. Spectrums are for everyone to stand on, like a line for the slide. Climb up the steps, clink, clink, the metal undershoe so harmless, just a quiver in the pit of a stomach, a pitch at the top and slippery slope to the ground, the voices like balustrade bombarding peripheries where attention divides like protozoa. It is only the replication cycle here on the playground, multiple lines waiting for the slide's latest ride, listening to the sound of smoke whistling through the teeth lining the rim, the stench of the coating over nerve stems. It's all just hot child's play until we are all addicted. So that's that piece.
Elaine Hill, yes. You got time for another?
Okay, I'll do another. Here we go. Full moon, holidays, all the feels. The way to experience grief is to come back to yourself. This is a love poem to the dark. I have trembled, have been helpless to its touch. These walls hem me in, envelop me a sulfur fog, moment so slow my breathing, it could be the death of me, take my life and bring it to its only natural conclusion. The ground slips from under me every step. Another heartbeat slips out from my breast. I sit on the edge of the bed, just breathing in, then out, knowing the water of the ocean keeps coming regardless of the drought, breathing in, then out, Grief's messy, chalk-covered painting. It's not weird. The hot of regret, cold of refusal, washing like waves. This is a love poem to the light. So constant, brilliant, beckoning, hiding. Shadows are deepest when light shines the brightest. Grief shows up when I least expect it. It's okay when I only sense the light somewhere out there waiting. When I am ready, it is there whispering, hey, this is a love poem within. Holy, sheer, willing to stay open to the possibility that this time I will not die. Complete, unrequited longing. Love is not as much arrival as a stay within the tide. Mountains only move when the heart behind them is unaffected by the outcome of their movement. Earth shifts only when no one is paying attention. This is a love poem to cycle. Cicada song sounds in trees. The crushed shells on the sidewalk no longer need filling. Metamorphoses are all around, even breath flowers into rebuilding every ounce of a body. Cocooned caterpillar releases into primordial mush from whence wings are formed. There's nothing Instagrammable about the process. Souls feed the burn as they transcend. This is a love poem to myself. I have been afraid of the dark. Faced grief to find dawn emerging, a sliver of pink along the tree line after the deep blue covering of night. Graceful strength in the fight out of the encasement. I see courage to fight wings back into the light. Let stars guide the formation of a flight body. This is a love poem to beautiful waking. Perched, bedside breathing, ocean washing, mirror longing to knowing more about love than I do about trusting myself to say so. Grief, the deep, that turns ends into beginnings.
Y'all, unmute your mics for Lane Hill, everybody.
Wow.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Napping.
Totally know her. Also love the Shane support in the back, how you
Yes,
creeped like a freaking ninja
Yo, I
when
was
the
sitting there
poem
trying to
started.
dance, and I was like, let me not.
Hey, and by the way, I look totally like you. Did you notice that?
I
I'm
did.
wearing-
I see you, Raven.
Did you
Thank
go, how did I get here?
You're my 10.
It's crazy.
Logged in. I'm sorry. I gotta get back into my shit. That's awesome.
I'm so glad Shane's here. Like, I hate bothering her because I know she's so busy, and I'm like, well, maybe
Not
maybe
busy.
I should send her the link. Maybe I shouldn't send her the link. I'm just really glad she's here. Y'all, if you don't know, and Shane, what the fuck? Why haven't you featured this year? That's what I gotta know. You gotta feature 2020.
Because I want you to come see us so that way I can feature with you in the room too.
Let's go. Yeah, if y'all don't know who Shane Maynor is, she is the founder and wonderful poet, incredible, sensationally crafted poet from North Carolina. Guerrilla Poets is a nonprofit organization that works with troubled youth, at-risk youth, homeless, people experiencing homelessness, transitioning, residential treatment, all other types of communities within where she lives, and they supply art supplies, do workshops, writing and art workshops. They do free, oh my god, like so much free stuff online, y'all. Go Gurilla, Guerrilla Poets. Yeah, and she happens to be the cover artist for Red or Green books, so that's keep forgetting to plug that. All right, so we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. All right, I got Donna Snyder and then Nepal will come up. The list is in the chat, so PoetCon is going to man the chat. If anyone comes in PoetCon who is not on the list, then we'll put them on the list if they wind up coming in late. And y'all go find out what the heck Kimberly Shaw's up to. She's got to close out this bitch, not here. So we gotta get her ass here. All right, Donna Snyder, y'all. I met this woman in person, and I'm just so thrilled that she's an erotic poet like me, because she's very sexy, and sex does not stop as you get older, just so you know. And we are all about it. I'm all about the sex positive love that we felt when we went down to El Paso, Texas. They were so loving and supportive of all of us, and I'm so glad that Erica, PoetCon and Denise and all them El Paso poets have her because, you know, I feel like they're in good hands. She runs Tumblewords, and I'm sure she'll plug all her stuff. And please drop all your socials and stuff in the chat. Yeah, because we don't have, you know, it's not like a normal feature thing. So drop all your stuff in the chat and follow each other if you have not experienced one another yet. All right, Miss Donna Snyder, y'all.
Hey there, Marissa. Thank you so much for having me here. It just is thrilling to think that you guys have been here a year already and that your reach has extended throughout the world already. And you're supporting unpublished poets already. You have a stable that's second to none. And so it's just a pleasure to be here and help you raise some money for Zoom. The first poem I'm going to read is called The Tongue Has Its Secrets. Praise her in 5 songs, a vision of the future written on your tongue. When you look into the mirror to read it, you lean in close. Learn it is written backwards. The spurt of the mother, a creamy desecration of the dark. The Milky Way leads through chaos. I follow you. A mirror held in my hand. Behind me, you lead. In front of me, only my own face. Devils at the door. Debris twists in the wind. Darkness begins to subside. Morning sun reflected in a broken mirror. The words, vaporous signs. Out of devastation, new growth green as a jungle. A verdant blanket. Old ones hidden in the dirt. A low voice ringing, the darkness, a promise from the night. And that's from my book, The Tongue Has Its Secrets, published in Vancouver Island, British Columbia. And this is called Einstein Smiles. And it's from my book, Poemas Ante el Catafalco, Grief and Renewal. I see Einstein smile and forget his wife and his son. I spin, radiant, ecstatic, a vortex of energy. I hear brothers call me dynamo, the one who moves, the one who carries water to those who thirst. I cannot stop the dance within me. It moves me through the void, beyond selfishness and greed. Some luminous bond to my sister stars rescues me from despair. Brothers smile. You can do anything, they say, anything you want. And I am solaced. And I am reminded that I am voracious, indomitable, a force for good, a source of bounty. I am a giant, and Einstein smiles, beckons me near his mouth. I feel his breath upon my earlobe when he whispers, all time is now, all energy constant. I wonder, is it that matter does not exist, or that it always shall? The energy of the question goads me with pleasure. I whirl off away to find my sister stars. And since Marissa brought up my age.
Not your age, just age in general.
This poem is called Prepare to Ululate. It's also from Poemas Ante el Catafalco. Stare the beast in the face there in the mirror. Notice the 10-armed monster, the sleek skin of its fleshy tentacles wrapped tightly round your throat chakra, not quite asleep where it has overrun your heart chakra, pulsating in the center of your root chakra, its skin red black in the refracted light. Force the air through your throat, awaken your voice, laugh out loud. Spell out the meaning. Let the mirth grow into a cackle. Cast the spell. Use all caps for emphasis. The subtle grace of the crone at the core of the principle of beauty. The end cycles into a beginning. The tentacles ripple into wakefulness. Feel your throat dilate. Prepare to ululate. Feel the giant squid moving in the secret dark. Let the voice burst through the deep like exploding stars. And one last one. Today's the winter solstice is upon us. This is the time of the winter solstice. The longest dark. This is called Fierce and Fiery to Light the Long Dark. For the dark times, I want my lover, fierce and fiery to light the long night. He leads me to stone circles, bonfires on hilltops, nightbirds trill, sparks arcing in sky lit by a young moon. Music plays through the trees like light, secret messages from drunken poets, the thrill of the longest dark. Lips against the neck beneath the small moon of ears shadow. Kisses small and hot as flying embers. Murmurs in the wintry darkness. At times, the music cries aloud, wakes the dancers from their starry reveries. At times, the music croons low, little moans whispered in the dancers' ears, exhalations in rhythm of December nights. The dark times have come, my love. Who shall hold me through the long night? Thanks for having me here.
Oh man, Donna Snyder, everyone. I'm
Man, let's go.
Oh man.
That's Donna.
I wrote it down, Donna. I wrote it down because I take notes like in everything.
What?
So
I wrote it
gorgeous.
down. It says, "In the dark times, I want my lover."
Oh.
I'm gonna use that first line and write a poem from it.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a prompt for
I
me.
can't wait to hear it.
I will not be as lovely as yours. That's for sure.
There's no competition among poets.
Well, I mean, it won't be nice. It'd be salty. All right, we're gonna keep going. Nopal Flower, my beautiful friend, you're up next. And Amber Dragala, if you are, I know she said she was at a dinner or had something going on. If you're free, Amber, and you'd like to read, you're welcome to read after Nopal. And if not, that's okay too. We won't worry about it. And Ma Dukes is coming. Okay, Ma Dukes, wait, she hasn't done the litter in yet. All right, when Ma Dukes comes in, can we just all do something real quick for her? When she comes in and you can see her, can we all just give her like a really big round of applause? Can we do that real quick? All right, just indulge me because she needs some community love right now. All right, let's see, is she here yet? Ma Dukes, are you here? Ma Dukes! All right, y'all, unmute your mics. Ow!
Hey, my dudes.
I know her. She's my friend. My Dukes. She always says I'm healing and shit.
Unnecessary.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Awkward. Awkward turtles. Yes.
Okay, awesome, Amber. I got you. No worries. Yes, we just want to give you some love as you came in tonight. We're so glad you're here. All right, Nopal. So we will go Nopal and then Call Me King. You're on deck.
All right, awesome. Well, hi everyone. I'm excited. I'm gonna be going to an event tonight called
I want to crawl up
Orgasm.
in that poncho. Whoa,
Oh,
hold
thank
on. There's a
I'm trying to keep
poncho.
warm, you know.
I'm gonna have to write something about a poncho. I want to know what's under the poncho. Oh my god, I'm gonna do a whole
More
poncho.
green prettiness.
Oh my god, green. The green monster. Let's go. Oh my god.
All right. So I'm gonna read two poems. I think I probably read these poems here, but if not, well, I'll read these. And then I'm gonna read the poem Abundancia from the Touching Tongues anthology, just because, you know, I like that poem. It's so much fun. So, but let me do these. Come for me. No, I mean, come for me. Come and get me. Take me to your dungeon, deep down, plunged into your darkness. Be a masochist for your pleasurable sadism. I'm surrendering solely myself to you, but come for me. Come into my realm and take what is mine for all of you. You need no permission if you come for me. I'll know you're serious wanting to have me. All for your own desires. All for your own desires. But come for me. Sweep me off and onto your cock. Get me to say I am only for your cock over and over. I am only for your cum. My hole is only for your cum. My mouth is only for your pretty cock. My ass is only for your tongue. But come for me. Grab me and place me over your shoulders. Pull me by my pigtails. Pull me by the collar around my neck. Own me. Keep me for your own. But first, come for me. All right, and I think this is a very short one, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm thinking about riding your face, straddling your ears, muffling them with the softness of my thighs. Squeeze on tight, sitting my crotch right onto your tongue, my fupa on your forehead, keeping you all insulated in my warmth. Serving you a 5-course meal, getting you satiated, forking my hors d'oeuvres and spooning my main course, slurping the soup pouring out of me, your mouth a ladle for thirds. And then this is Abundancia.
Let's go, no, Paul, let's go. Yes.
All of a sudden it's like fire trucks happening. It's like, oh shit. Okay. All right. Abundancia. La feromona de todo del Caribe te trae en mi cornucopia de frutas. Soy un helado crema de fresas reditiendo en tu boca. Mis muslos tronados quebrando la esencia de coco sobre su lengua. Mi ombligo regalándote un tesoro olorcillo de nueces. Mi pescuezo horcándote suavemente en perfume lavanda. Mis labios saboreándote en el bálsamo de Jamaica. Mis dientes desmenuzándote con ternura de sábila. Mi pelo amarrándote en la aroma de piña coladas. Mis ojos llorándote lágrimas de mango, calmando tu sed. Mi trasero aliviándote de la realidad en fragancia de sandía dulce. Las cuevas de mis oídos susurrando, te quiero, en el incenso de moras azules. Mis brazos embelezando todos tus pesadillas de niñez en el especia de canela. Mis caderas borrando tus cicatrices en las auras de papaya y aguacate. Emborrachándote en el ramo de mi lengua de tequila, limón y tajín. All right. Y'all want me to do the translation?
Sure, yeah.
Y'all are gonna want that translation.
It's in the book.
Read the book.
This is a good book. I got to read some of the
Beautiful, man.
poems from other poets in here, and we are fabulous, dirty, sensual, loving poets, and I'm so glad to be part of this anthology. So thank you, Marissa, for gathering us all together in one wonderful book. Marissa, I can't hear you.
I thought you were gonna do the translation. I wasn't.
Okay. I could do
I was
it.
just waiting.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Totally. I think do the translation to honor the work. I think it's great. You're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I was like, I don't want to take up too much time. All right. Abundance. The pheromone of all that is the Caribbean brings you to my cornucopia of fruits. I am a strawberry ice cream melting in your mouth, my thunder thighs breaking the essence of coconuts over your tongue, my belly button gifting you a treasure whiff of walnuts, my neck choking you softly with lavender perfume, my lips savoring you in the balm of hibiscus, my teeth shredding you with gentle aloe, my hair bonding you in the aroma of pina coladas, my eyes crying mango tears calming your thirst, my ass alleviating your reality in sweet watermelon fragrance, the caverns of my ears whispering, I love you, in the incense of blueberries, my arms enrapturing all your fears from childhood in cinnamon spice, my hips erasing your scars in auras of papaya and avocado. You are drunk on my bouquet tongue of tequila, lemon, and tajin. And that's it.
Let's go, y'all. Unmute your mics for Mariana Franco Nopal Flower.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank
There's
you.
so many amazing women in this book. I think four of them are here tonight. Five. Sarah Bellamental, Rosalind Diaz, Poet Khan, Danelle, myself, Nopal, so 6. It's an amazing book. Get it from the poets so they can make some money. And if you don't want to get it from the poets, you can always get it from me because the press still has to make money too. But it's an amazing anthology. 31 women, 5 different countries. Like, come on, it's amazing. Yes, Maud Dukes, we got you on the list. Don't worry. And Poet Con, thank you so much for keeping the list going, my beautiful friend. And if y'all need to know. No, Paul, I got your sirens. They came all the way over here.
Okay.
So next up, we got Call Me King, all the way from Honduras. Yes, Complicated Passion.
Before we go on, I was able to meet that young lady live at Swams last night, and she performed live. You guys should have been there. It was dope. She didn't translate it for us like she did tonight, but it was in Spanish, and we got an English poem too. And I was happy to see you. I look forward to next time I'm in your area downhill, I will come and see you perform again.
Darkman Blues, it was really good seeing you perform last night too. Like that was so awesome. I felt very blessed. So yay.
Is Samuel Rain really as suavemente as he is in the virtual?
He
show?
is. Nah,
I bet he smells
is.
amazing
Like,
too.
He's nah. Darkman Blues knows his stuff. Like, nah, he topped it off. He gave Beach City Poetress a wonderful like little birthday gift. And so everyone who was there was just fabulous. I felt like I was amongst some really great like Mount Rushmore people. I'm just like, you guys are in the tops. Like I feel like small and honored to be amongst y'all and to, you know, be acknowledged by you guys in the sense like you're all of your pens are just so
She being modest.
On
She
point.
She's
blazed
fine.
it.
No, she is. She's
She-
fucking fire.
she-
She's like
she being
straight up one of our
modest.
favorite
Let me
poets.
tell you, they set the place on fire. It was all those women that performed last night they were amazing. And so the fellas had to bring it too, but all the women that performed, and they had a little, at Swam, you could get a little private booth. So they were sitting in there drinking, saying, what was you guys drinking? They were drunk. I'll just say that.
We're drinking champagne.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it was nice. It
This
was
close
nice.
to
So-
buying a ticket. I mean, I already had a ticket. So I was this close to making it to LA and coming out there. It's just hard because the kids are out of school now. So I was like, couldn't have been like a week earlier.
Yeah.
But it's okay. California, we have to make a California stop, I think, in the spring. Well, maybe this summer, because it'll be North Carolina in the spring. Maybe even in the fall. The fall is nice in California. It's still warm and beautiful. So let's move Ma Dukes up into where the M's would be, because she can't stay on all night. She has a very early morning. So Ma, don't worry, we got you. All right, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Damn, I'm so excited. Y'all get to meet each other. It's so much fun when you meet poets in person. We're just people, please remember that. All right, call me king. This beautiful man is come back. He's come back to hang out with us. And then Complicated Passions, you'll be after Call Me King.
Peace. I appreciate y'all having me once again. Thank you to everybody who went before me. Everybody's so dope. You know what I mean? I love being a prince of creativity. It's really dope to be with you guys again. But there's one thing you gotta know about me is, I write love poems. So don't have me to enter any competition. I'm not about to pay admission just to hear people cheer for others' negative inflictions. See, my prediction is that I'll be likable, not capable of being anything above average. No matter how savage my lives, I'll never be able to cross that bridge because it's burnt down by catastrophe. Half the audience won't even vote unless I write about the past me. They only want the heart if it's broken. They only want the feelings if it hurt. The only one love if it's toxic. The only one smile if it's coerced. So the worst thing I can do was write, I love you, and not put a but at the end of it. They're not ready for that unconditional. They need every love to have an incident. But see, I get that people feel connected through others' pain and resentment. But can I hear one woman's poem about man that doesn't predict me as a predator or my dick? Can I hear one man's poem that's not about him being black and unfit? Can the poet win without sorrow that it admits? Or is love doomed to be overshadowed by despair? It's in the air, but it's treated like a respiratory virus. You can catch it, but you won't like it. Your favorite punch, but then they spiked it. The best fruit, but it ain't ripe yet. So I decided that when I write, it'll be to make you smile. It'll be to lift your spirits. It'll be to make you proud. It'll be to make you feel bright enough to eliminate the clouds and make you forget about all the world's problems for a while. So tell me, how? Does something like that go unnoticed? It's like negativity had us under powerful hypnosis. It's the charcoal under our feet to make us lose focus. It's the red cloth from dangling in front of our face to provoke us. It's like a hopeless romantic. No matter how hard it tries, the heart just can't win. It's like they can only take a shot of love, but their cup for pain is big as the Atlantic. It got my lungs coughing up salt, is going frantic. See, it's an antic. Sex sells, pain is relatable, and love is overrated. I know women who are happily married, but still preach that men ain't shit. I got men who are mad in love, still willing to call a woman a bitch. I know iconic couples that don't get any attention till they say that it is not worth it. So I'll clap and you will clap if I make you feel good, but you will mirror me if I make you cry. Why? Is beauty and pain more vivid to the human eye? Well, since the majority rules and the world is right, I guess I'll bottle up my love tight until such time that the world is ready for me. I'll end this love letter by saying good night. Peace.
Damn, call me king. You got time for another, my friend. You got time for another. Let's go. I'm not done with you yet.
Not done with me. All right. So this next one is from my Brown Sugar series that you can find on my book called Nude. I'll leave some links in the chat, but it's on Amazon and on my site. So let's do it. Let's do another episode of Brown Sugar. You are the best part of me. The biggest stress of my life is that I may never be able to show you how much you mean to me. That no matter how many languages I've learned, I can never find the words to tell you what you are to me. That no matter how much money I have, there's nothing on this earth that I can give you to equal your value to me. If I was immortal, I couldn't live long enough to compare to the joy of just 1 hour with you. If I was a shaman, no amount of guidance I could give would be as clear as you. If I was an Orisha, there would be no blessings that I could bestow to dethrone the glory that is you. I'm telling you, there's no forgetting that cocoa shea butter blended, mango scented, chocolate covered and presented unto me. Ooh, got me winded. I extended my heart to you because I know it'd be attended to. Ooh, got me winded. Your breath breathes life into me and enlightens me and lights me up to new flights like a lost kite reaching new heights. Ooh, got me winded. Your splendid nature keeps me level-headed, got me headed in the right direction from the start. And no matter what anyone say, you keep my insecurities away and make me feel like I want to sing even though I feel like this part. And I drop down to my knees if it means to keep you. I travel the 7 seas if it means to see you. No matter the melody, no one can ever sing the song that you put in my heart. And they say I should stop if I was ahead, if I was smart. Well, call me dumb or dumber because I won't stop writing about you until my soul departs. You are brown sugar. Peace.
Oh man, y'all, call me king.
Wow, wow.
Fucking go, Flo.
That's my friend. Man, you've been practicing and shit,
Let's
haven't
go.
you? You even got smoother. You're just like a fucking bourbon drink.
Yeah.
I'll
I go into the
burn, honey,
hyperbolic time
finish.
chamber.
How can we connect
Right?
with you?
Shit. So good.
Call me king. Where can people find you? And drop your socials and stuff in the chat because people were asking.
Oh, bad. Well, my website is callmekingwords.com, and I'm dropping all of my stuff below. Instagram is Call Me King Words. So yeah, come check me out. I appreciate it.
Get his book. He's lovely. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Yes, and I got a new prompt, so I'll send that to you when I finish it. All right, so we're gonna keep rocking and rolling today. I'm so glad you came. Thank you. Call Me King is active duty military stationed in Honduras right now. So y'all, like, it's no little thing whenever he graces our mic. We do appreciate it, and we see you. We love you. We thank you so much. Please be safe, my friend. All right, Complicated Passions is up next, and then we got Danelle Callahan and Juan Pence. All right, Complicated, you ready?
You have reached Complicated Passions. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. Please listen carefully as our menu has changed. If at any time during this message, if you would like to speak to the passion, please press 5683 for love. Gold card members may enter their code now. Please hold while your call is being connected. And for the moments of your desire, have the sexy in you be the danger I fall into. Your wanting will be everything. I'll have your love without speaking. As the caress of my lips tempts you, find yourself on the verge of romanticism. And these words are meant to fill your imagination. This is the moment erotica begins, when your thoughts become the pleasures of your surrender, finding me at the edge of your hunger. You'll want this episode to begin. From this melodic passion, I will steal your heart away. The coming of your love will be an eruption that has no end once you give in. You see, I'm going to love you with all of my senses, not just the 5 they mention, my 360 coming in dimensions, encompassing this reality. If I were making love, I would inhale the scent of you like the sheets do. Take your breath away like a silent movie, to be deeper into you, you singing to me, and I come alive. The fire in your body engulfs the depth of my soul, and I feel you like music. You see, she needed a bedtime story. It was more than wine and candles she would hunger for. I thought for a moment how passionate this was going to be, and then she whispered, "Read to me." She left a hint on the nightstand. I knew she had been reading. Little did she know, I was reading too. I took book in hand. Just before I opened it, I recited a line. I'm going to love you like a blind man would do. She smiled. I smiled too, then whispered, I will surrender my soul to you. She said, turn to page 62. Now she knows I would read her because it felt good discovering myself. True story, this past forgotten, these ancient memories feeding my soul. I wanted more and she was giving, inviting me like home. She shared her emotions, leaving echoes on wall paintings. I spoke her name. She's dark girl magic. It wasn't her appearance I fell into, think this what makes me. She was that dare I needed. I had to. She spoke her mind, and I don't mind. The inner beauty moves me. I could taste the hunger. After all, she's temptation. If only she knew my emotions. Dark girl, I'll be loving you like a blind man would do. Every line curves too while painting my imagination. You see, I close my eyes when I hold you, my wanting embrace, discovering the goddess of my temptation. Let me caress you in anticipation of your desire. Know this, as I trace you to wet, picture this silhouette, matching every part of you, like the wind finger painting my affection, your body becoming my canvas, from thought to perfection, as I love the skin you're in. I am complicated passions, the voice behind this pen, Dark Man Blues.
Y'all give it up for Samuel Rain, Dark Man
Yes.
Blues.
Yes. I see you, Sweat Hotel. I see you.
Thank you.
Let it rain, let it rain.
Yes, poet, yes.
Go get his books. Go get
Yeah.
all his books. Like, he turns the temp up in every room he's in. Oh man, Samuel, you got stuff coming up. Drop your stuff in the chat too so people can follow you.
Thank you. I shall.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait for that book to arrive. Yes. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Next up, we got our very own Danelle Callahan's in the house, y'all. She is featured in our Women's Erotic Anthology. I hope that's okay to say here because we're not streaming live. Is that okay to know?
Yeah.
She is it's her pseudonym. I should get consent before I say that though. I'm sorry. So yes, anyways, we're gonna keep going. We got Danelle Callahan. I hope she does one pants. If you do one pants, that'd be awesome. And then after Danelle, we have Daniel Villegas.
Well, I wasn't going to do one pants.
You don't have to do one pants. I'm mostly just teasing. It's okay.
I was gonna do 2 new ones. And first, I do want to say thank you for this opportunity and for holding space. Do appreciate that, and for featuring me. And I also thank all the poets that are here because you all understand and probably have thesaurus.com on your computers and use that quite a lot. So that's something that we all share and have in common and go, what's that word again? Just like I do. So we all know the struggle of knowing words. So I hope you like my new pieces. And thank you again for listening. This is called Conversation. I miss the delicate art of conversation, that easy ebb and flow. The either, the why for, the whatnots, and in a scholarly discussion tied up in a bow, how I yearn for dialogue, face to face, to and froing, that lovely moment of not knowing what the other one is speaking about. Oh, to debate, one would think it to be hated. Instead, the nuance of logic applied is one some enjoy most to banter, to put it mildly. Instead, we are, each of us trapped, tiny squares on a screen. Emotions limited to thumbs and smiles, surface only. My hand is raised to zoom. Where is my discourse? So that's my
You
first
got
piece.
time. You got plenty of time. You could totally do another one.
And this one is this is in honor of Marissa. It's called I Miss. I miss that kiss, that take me by the shoulders, draw me in close, lip lock up top, feet and hands scrambling to undo. I miss those lips, luscious lips curved into a sly side smile right before you swoop in for that moist kiss. Moist. I know you hate that word. M-O-I-S-T, moist. Well, what are lips and mouth supposed to be so they can lick and nip and suck and sip and suckle and lick again? Those moist lips. Thought you might change your mind on that word. I miss those shoulders that pull me in, want to wrap myself in them. Can I be your vest then? Draw me around you, never let me go nowhere. Chest to chest, face to face, to feel your heartbeat nearer to mine while we kiss. Ah, I miss that kiss. Thank you.
Oh my God, the sound effects, they do it for me.
Thank you. Oh man, dang it.
Now I'm gonna send you some baby penises because I think you need to have them to put on things. Yes, I will send you some sparkly ones. Let's go. Where can people find you? You got stuff coming up, my beautiful friend?
No, I have a few things going out, but I'm not sure whether or not they'll be published. But I'll put my socials in.
Okay, and then if they don't get published, you know where to go. So you know what I mean. I might even have you on the list for next year. Letters of intent go out on the 1st, so we'll see. I got to put feelers back out to see who's still wanting to publish. But yeah, y'all, Danelle Callahan's amazing. Freaking please record Juan Pants and send it to me. That makes
Say
me
Juan Pants.
Juan Pants. But see, you conditioned me to say Juan Pants after you say Juan Pants. So like, if you say Juan Pants, I'm gonna automatically say Juan Pants. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what Juan Pants is, you have to go to Gorilla Poets more often. All right, we're gonna keep moving on. We got Daniel Villegas is up next, and I do not see Denise Science or G. Allen in the room. So we will skip down to Hector Castañeda. You will be after Daniel.
Hello?
Daniel!
Marisa. Okay.
No, don't say it again. Otra vez, uno más, por favor. Uno más.
Marisa.
Oh, gracias por todo. Okay.
Bueno, okay. Glad to be part of this. Like always, it's a pleasure, honor, and I'm grateful for the community that is built and all the success that it's achieving. I'm gonna do 2 little pieces, 1 little poem, and then a reggaeton song, if that's cool. It goes like this. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but those days are gone. I wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but those days are gone. I wish I was a kid again. Who do I talk to when I'm down? When I'm facing the world, put us upside down, and every decision you make has a consequence. I can barely breathe now, losing oxygen from overthinking every thought when they're piling in. I could stop my life now, should I drown it in? From all the tears that I've seen drop. Is it hip hop? When the beat is not the beat that can lift up, when you're down and the arrow was found, pointing at a crossroad when the margin amounts, banging beats on lunchroom tables, secret agent to this music like I'm back in the day room, hoping I could change, man, and the changes I'm able to see the broader picture when the picture gets labeled. And oh, casually, my enemy is a Lego. So let go of my ego when the ego's a bagel. And oh, in the middle, you can see how the day goes and wish upon a star if that wishing can save you. But if it can't, then wonder why a woman can give birth to a child with seeming so ignorant. I'm seeing my inner realm, so I gotta change quickly. Peace to the gods and the gypsies. I'm trying to pick up something that's not really there. Half of the time I feel like I'm boxing the air, boxing the care, but it's rare when you're cracking the flare on the side of the road thinking that no one is there but a dare to live life living the care. Washed up from the tide of the sun when it flares, but I'm a new man, new perspective and new plans. Death is not an option. Gotta live like I'm on land to broadband my jam with peanut butter and jam with toe jam and Earl, a tin can of hurl when feeling so sick and not up to the task. Emotion is emotion. It don't matter your past. Okay, so that's the poem called Lunchroom. And here's a
Let's
little
go.
Oh, Daniel, I squealed a little.
Yeah.
That was hot. All right, keep
Gracias.
going. Keep going.
And then my last piece is called Luna Llena. This is on the album that I'm working on, this hip hop and Spanish bilingual album. So it goes like this, Luna Llena. Comenzamos en el party, no quiero Bacardi, solo quiero un baile con esa morena que baila como un ángel. Cuando ella se mueve, no me da la pena de decir la quiero, mami, ven aquí te tengo un provecho de bailar contigo, mucho pegadito, mira, vamos a bailarlo. Mira, vamos a bailarlo. La fiesta empezó, la luna o el sol, tú eres mi amor, vamos a bailar. La fiesta empezó, la luna o el sol, tú eres mi amor, vamos a bailar. Me la encontré de 9 hasta 10. Ella es una nube cuando todo sube bien. La vida ilumina desde New York hasta China. Pon todo el mundo en fina como si fuera una mina que ya. Pon tus manos arriba como fuera un asalto universal, pero no con contratos. Vivir la vida libre como todos berracos y agradecerle a Dios que estamos en lo alto. La fiesta empezó, la luna o el sol. Tú eres mi amor, vamos a bailar. La fiesta empezó, la luna o el sol, tú eres mi amor, vamos a bailar, vamos todos para adelante, cogiendo lo suave, ella sí me quiere, y eso ya lo sabe, cuando ella me toca con su sabrosura, ella vuelve loco, pero no me asusta, vamos para adelante, cogiendo lo suave, ella sí me quiere, y eso ya lo sabe, cuando ella me toca con su sabrosura, ella vuelve loco, pero no me asusta. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Oh my God, he sings like y'all don't even know. Oh, wait, this artist, he's amazing. I'm going to give mics for Daniel Villegas.
Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Órale.
Bravísimo. Daniel, damn, I cannot wait to meet you when I come to New York. Let's go. Prada does New York City. That is gonna be so fun. All right, Héctor Castañeda, ¿estás listo, amigo? Let's go, and then after Héctor, we have Jeff Cottrell.
Awesome, for sure. Oh, there I am. Just getting everything set up. All right. Is it possible for me to share audio?
Yes, it all should be good for you.
All right. Basic, just audio. Advanced computer audio. There we go. All right. Let me know if you all can hear.
How about now? Can I get a verbal confirmation, yes or no, please?
It sounds a little staticky or something. We can hear it, but
Like this? More ambient.
yeah. It's meant to be, okay, yes,
Yes.
we are hearing it.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much. All right. This piece is Oracularity, and I'll be performing it. I made a poetry visual for it. I'll let this piece speak for itself. In the distance I hear a knocking, and it does not make me cower like my mother's knuckle knocks. It cradles the internality of my forehead and sparks, catalyzes its inner uncrucifying from the body it held onto so tight for so long, for so many centuries, the way light glints at its own reflection, it glistens and gleams into God's last dream, dissolved onto the mouths of his disciples during his last supper. Supper is just a synonym for rite of passage for slumber, and so in the thesaurus of my mind, my every stomach meal becomes a ritual, becomes the inversion of sacramental Eucharist. And my every ancestor awakens from the grave of my inner mind mausoleum, and they chant in harmony stacked like summits birthing other mountains on top of themselves. In this way, I am reborn like I always am. Every day, this ceremony blesses my skin with the alive of my pulse, and I tap my wrists in awe of their organic machinery and how my breath is the summary of my well-being, and how many bodies have died in the name of unjust sacrilege, and how the priest never forgives sinners within the depths of his lockbox chest. And isn't lockbox just the man's way of imprisoning what he knows can set fire to his skyscrapers, like his sky suddenly scraping itself into the multiplicity of a black hole singularity until his ego comes back into the stardust that birthed it, like how a mother could unbirth her child at any moment but does not, and thus the undoing becomes the holy, and thus I am undone until I am nothing but a ball of light, bloody, incandescent in the hand of spirit, telling my father that spirit had something special in mind when they decided to emerge me from the shadows of which should have never been born. My mother's birth canal was too narrow, my cranium too large to this day. I've had to constantly allow ancestral and descendant energies to cradle me out from narrow birth canals each time I'm reborn, and this channeling and everything but a death, and death is nothing but a vein collapsing into a root system, and I am every nothing that brought me here to breathe myself into existence until I resurrect every choir the creature deemed too revolutionary, too potent, to earthquake, and so I paint a self-portrait each time enough of my cells invert themselves into near recognition, and my cognition expands beyond the telescope of the previously impossible, and possibility becomes but a crystalline sphere within my grasp, and I sigh for how closed eyes could channel a river through their forehead as well. All they have to do is sit in a field of bullets and neuron and bone and blood and clay and metal and fire and webs and mirrors and kaleidoscopes and listen and listen and listen and listen, 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 listen.
Oh man, Hector Castañeda, y'all.
Wow, 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 wow.
Thank you
job,
so
man.
much.
What you got?
Thank you, thank you. How am I doing on time?
If you have something short, like that's a couple minutes, then you can keep going.
I don't know if I do, so I'm just gonna talk a bit about this body of work that I have shared with you all. This piece, Oracularity, is one of those pieces that every single time I perform it, I emerge out of it a different kind of person in some way. There's like a shift in my consciousness, like whenever I read it, like especially at like an event like this, and I'm really happy that I get to share this with you all. I'll be linking my information in the chat so that you all can connect with me. And so that piece actually has a visual for it with the music that you all heard just now. Thank you all so much for the love in the comments. Oh, can I paste this in there? Okay, so I'll just be talking about this piece. I called it oracularity because if you are familiar with the term like oracle. It's like I like when I just felt this like I didn't know what would come out of it, and now it's like the most like my most unhindered being piece of my creativity has become this like huge greater than me thing. So if you all would like to support me in my creative endeavors and support this piece, please distribute and share this with your creative friends. And I'll be linking my stuff in chat, such as my website, IG, YouTube. I also have a mixtape out called Seedlings with some music demos of mine. The link for that video. I have chapbooks. My book is actually like right around, it's right here. It's called Rewritten. And oh, I'm getting gone. Where am I? And I also have a Patreon if you're interested in creative coaching, more prompts and music and donation links, and a publication from Vigorous Magazine. And shout out to Marissa for putting this all together. The word is right is dope. I can't believe you all. It's like almost every day. And thank you all so much for having me back with you all. Peace.
Hector, yes, right. I can't believe it's been a whole year. Technically, it's been 14 months because we started right at the end of 2020. But yeah, I think we should do this every year, Ma, where we invite the features back. We had, for those of you who missed it, we had 98 features this year. And we had
spreading the poetry love.
All right. So what we're gonna do, Ma Dukes she's got to go to work at like 4 a.m. So we're gonna let her skip and go right now, real quick, so she can share some love with us. But Ma, you missed it, so I'm just gonna tell you real quick. We currently have 16 hosts at Word Is Right. We did 60 features right here on the Saturday nights. In total, we have 98 features overall at The Word Is Right. We did 30 workshops, 2 fundraisers, and 2 memorial shows. Our page reached 160,309 people this year. And we had 6,759 people come to our events. We had 110 events. We had 110 events this year. Like no shit. We just broke 1,000 followers on Facebook, and we just started carving into the Instagram as well. So like, yeah, y'all, I mean, I'm not saying.
And the majority of that is due to you, my amazing co-host.
I'm only one host. We have 16. Like, I'm 1/16.
If you wouldn't have been behind the scenes putting all of these shows together and bringing all these people in, you're the mastermind behind it. So
it's teamwork makes the dream work. But I'm so excited that we had, when I put the numbers together, I was like, holy shit, we broke 100,000. We had almost 200,000 this year. I mean, maybe we'll benchmark that for next year, but let's go. Because you know what? Melissa May Dunn says poetry without distribution is bullshit. So if we are not distributing our work, if we're not standing up for something and voicing what the fuck is going on in the world today, like, what are we really doing, right? So let's take our pen and be mighty with it. All right, so we're gonna bring Ma Dukes up. Ma, you got your set, and then we'll bring Jeff and then Lantern. And thank you, Jeff and Lantern, for your patience. I really want.
I'm sorry, guys, but
no, don't apologize. We love you.
The last minute, the boss picked me for a special project. She says, and oh, by the way, it starts at 4 a.m. Sunday morning.
We got you. We're here for it, Ma.
But I'm putting together my next book, and it's going to be a book of mental health poems. And the first one's relatively new. It's called Good Talk. Hey, you. Yeah, you in the mirror, looking back at me, looking out at us, or am I looking in at you? I don't want to look right now. Do you? Guilt and shame ravaged eyes staring back at me, staring back at you. What has become of us? We have become a ghost, a shadow watching life pass by. pass us by. Floating in a haze of depression, a briny sea of self-doubt rages storms against the backdrop of my inner self. Your inner self. Battered about between what could be and self-sabotage along with procrastination. You know it as well as I do. Mental health feeds physical health, and you need help in both departments. A lifetime of teardrops filling an ocean of regret and an erosion of the white sandy beach called hope. Where is mine gone? Do you still have yours? Or is that ours? You lost yours too? How do you find hope again when you don't even know where you lost it? Let's see, would that be when you lost your home or when you were penniless? Oh, no, we've been there before. When you lost your love? Well, maybe, or at least that is part of the start of. But I think it was when last-ditch hope for acceptance got dashed by success. Words on pages recited on world stages brought disappointment and silence where love was needed. Sucks being 55 with mommy issues, needing something you will never get, I will never get, staring back at myself, a reflection of imperfection, not the best selection, but by far the best choice is finding my hope again, in finding your voice again. Hey, you. Yeah, you in the mirror. Good talk. So that's that piece. That's a newer piece.
God damn, Ma Dukes, y'all. Woo! You got another one, Ma?
Let's go, my
Yeah,
dude.
I think I'm gonna read Pale Rider. It's an older piece, but it's one of my most favorite mental health pieces. So, middle of the night, battering of the psyche by the psyche are liable to kill me. All rational thought of self-worth laid waste. I've lost my place again and again and again. I start over to be pushed back to start in this never-ending board game, a board game piece tarnished with shame. Flipping tables, not wanting to play anymore, I am left with emptiness. I see you there. Dark cloak hiding the white of the hollowed out being that once was, yet always is. No, you cannot have me tonight. Tortured I may be in these wee hours, I am not ready to dance with you yet. Oh, yes, you are tempting. It is tempting to dance in your fleshless arms by slicing mine. Drip, drip.
Wow.
Drip.
Come on, Ma.
With each droplet falling and each step of this macabre dance, I could slip into your silence. Oh, the silence takes away. Takes away, it takes me away. The voices whispering to pain, screaming, no, stop! End this madness, this sadness. It would be so easy to slip my bones into those bones, posing as caring hands. Give in, give up. Lay my head on shoulders cold that cannot hold my flesh. Go away, Pale Rider. You will not ride away with my soul tonight. What is mine to give, you cannot have. I will crawl through your shadow, make camp on the edges of your valley, a hollowed out sailboat passing through the darkness, a wayward child who is lost, but will find the way back to herself once again.
Madame, our co-host, Ma Dukes, everybody.
Fucking beautiful.
Do that
Yes.
shit you do, my dukes. Do that shit you do.
Yeah. Let's go, my dude.
I appreciate you all so much, and I love you all. And I wish I could stay. I'm gonna go watch the
That's okay.
recording
I'm
tomorrow.
recording it, so I can send. We'll figure this out. But yes, Ma
Yes,
Dukes
I'm
has-
gonna go watch the whole damn thing tomorrow because there's so much beautiful talent and amazing poets and artists in this room tonight that I want to check them all out.
Yeah. It is a sensational show. She has Quixotic Queers with Ma Dukes every other Tuesday. First.
I think we moved it to the second and fourth.
The second and fourth Tuesday, and she's going to be introducing a workshop that is going to toggle the weeks. So Ron Mark Thompson does a Wednesday workshop, the second and fourth Wednesday. So Ma Dukes is going to do a workshop the first and third Thursday of the month, and it is Rainbow Tabletop, and it is the LGBTQ forward and friends forward open mic. Or not open mic, excuse me, a workshop, and she's gonna be doing that twice a month. So yeah, it's just exciting things coming for 2022. Ma, go rest, my beautiful friend, and we have to do the things we have to do so we can do the things we want to do. And we're all
That's right. I love you. Call me tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Night, Ma. All right, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. We've got Jeff Cottrell and then Lantern Carrier.
Before the lanterns, I'm going to carry you. I will. I'll do a couple pieces, and then I have a bit of an announcement. So let's do the pieces first. Here's new shit, and it's romantic. So get in a romantic mood. It's called An Honest Proposal. My dear, my love, please accept my hand in marriage. There's nothing more romantic I can think of. Just think of it. Think of the lovely life we'll share. Think of the rapturous wedding we'll hold. Think of the passionate honeymoon. Think of the limitless lovemaking. Think of the joy of stepping into our first house. Think of the tears we'll shed when our first child is born. Think of the pride we'll feel watching our child grow up. Think of the slightly fewer tears we'll shed when our second child is born. Think of the stretch marks you'll have. Just think of it. Think of the years of family dinners spent together. Think of the birthday parties and Christmas mornings. Think of the endless school hockey games and plays. Think of the countless sibling fights we'll break up. Think of the disappointing report cards. Think of the minimal amount of tears we'll shed when our third child is born. Think of the neglect our middle child will suffer. Think of the times our middle child will act out because of our neglect. Think of the moment the cop will tell us our middle child has been arrested for vandalism. Just think of it. Think of the dull daily routine into which our lives will plummet. Think of the day we'll stop going out without the children. Think of the evening sitting in front of the TV and never speaking to each other. Think of the passive-aggressive verbal jabs we'll poke at each other. Think of the moment we'll forget what we saw in each other in the first place. Think of the screaming arguments our children will overhear when they're in bed. Think of the slamming doors and hurled plates. Think of the silent treatments and insincere apologies. Think of the therapy bills our children will pay. Just think of it. Think of the night I'll catch you receiving cunnilingus from my brother's weightlifting trainer. Think of the condescending tone you'll adopt to mock my sexual inadequacy. Think of the tiny basement apartment into which I'll move. Think of the vicious, exhausting court battle we'll prolong for months. Think of the enormous legal bills and time wasted. Think of the way we'll make our children choose which of us they love more. Think of the friends we'll lose and the gossip they'll share. Think of the size my belly'll grow as I just stop caring. Think of the botched plastic surgery that'll symbolize your desperate drive to stay young. Just think of it. Think of the thousands of lonely nights of TV dinners and masturbation. Think of the chronic online stalking of old high school crushes. Think of the ugly, oh, you're leaving. Oh, I suppose you need more time to think. I'll be waiting here with this beautiful tungsten wedding ring. A life together. Just think of it. So that was called An Honest Proposal. And secondly, I am going to do a piece from the CD because I have a CD and Marissa has a copy and she can assure you that there is something on it to piss everyone off.
It's knit funny.
It's called, this album is Knit Fanny. So the piece I'm going to do from that is the opening track. It's called Pitches. Thanks for agreeing to see me, Sheldrake. I tell you, I've been busted with inspiration lately. The screenplay ideas are just spilling out of me these days. Oh, thanks for the coffee. You're a very generous man, Sheldrake. So you want to hear my first movie idea, do ya? Here's my first idea. It's a love story. A standard boy meets girl deal, okay? But set among the backdrop of an old-fashioned film noir on the dirty streets of 1930s San Francisco. He's a gumshoe with a crooked past and a broken heart he can't get over. She's a journalist, a tough, brassy dame with a heart of gold and a mouthful of stinging wit. It's a crowd-pleasing tale of romance, corruption, greed, and redemption. But with zombies! That's right, zombies and vampires and vampires and zombies. And the gumshoe and the scrivener have to battle against the zombies and the vampires, and the zombies are all attacking the populace, and the vampires are killing everybody too. And then a bunch of ninjas jump out and they start fighting all the vampires, and maybe throw in a renegade cop with a machine gun. And oh, you want to greenlight that? Well, I wasn't actually done with the plot summary. Well, sure, okay, great, let's do it. We'll discuss the contract later. As long as we got the extra time. Would you like to hear my second pitch? All right, here we go. It's a sequel to Dr. Zhivago. Seriously, it'll be a lot like the David Lean original, but with an even bigger budget and a cast full of today's hottest young stars for crossover appeal. We'll get to see these up-and-comers stretch their acting talents to the limits and surprise us. A real prestige picture, see? A timeless epic of love and revolution and sacrifice and war and countless other universal themes. But with zombies! That's right, zombies and vampires and vampires and zombies. And the vampires are biting all the zombies, and the zombies start chewing up all the vampires, and then Batman comes along and Batman starts fighting with all the zombies and vampires, and then he teams up with Iron Man and they do stuff, and then Betty White comes out and says something dirty, and then Betty White fights against Batman and Iron Man, and there's lots of evil robots and monsters and things. Oh, you want to greenlight that one too? Really? Ha, this is my lucky day. Oh, thanks for the cigar, Sheldrake. You're a good man. Listen, as long as I'm on a roll, I've got a third idea kicking around in the back of my mind these days. Would you like to hear that one too? Okay, it goes like this. It's a quiet, thoughtfully paced experimental drama in the traditions of Ingmar Bergman and Italian neorealism about a depressed, isolated priest in the Norwegian countryside who's questioning his faith in God. It's set during the Black Plague in the Middle Ages, and the priest sees nothing but suffering and death and hopelessness all around him. The conflict of the story is really just an internal struggle, dramatized mostly through the priest's conversations with God, alone in his cathedral, conversations that seem fruitlessly one-sided and futile. The film will be shot in black and white with a handheld camera to give it a Dogme 95 style documentary feel, following a non-linear storyline threaded with moral ambiguity and the most subtle of symbolism. All of this would challenge the audience and force them to face their deepest fears and anxieties, with an unresolved ending that leaves everyone asking troubling questions about their own place in the universe. Are you saying you don't want to greenlight that one? Well, what if you threw in zombies? Of course, but angsty, depressed zombies, full of European-style ennui. And they're so wrapped up in their own existential musings that they can't bring themselves to attack anybody. But they're still zombies, right? And vampires. Sure, they'll be vampires too. Just, you know, they don't sparkle or anything. They just sit around and talk about the meaninglessness of life in Swedish. Those kind of vampires. I see. Well, what about a breakdancing CGI panda? So, and that was called Pitches, and it's the opening track of my CD. This album is Knit Funny. And my announcement that I mentioned at the beginning. Now, some of you know that I have a novel called Hate Story, and I was planning to have that on Amazon by now, but it turns out it's nothing finalized yet. It turns out I might have a publisher.
Yes! There you go, Jeff.
Publisher. We can thank our Australian friend Skylar for that. It's her publisher that she kind of like set me up with. But yeah, I'm supposed to Zoom with her Monday night, Tuesday morning for her, and she seems really, really, really interested. So look for Hate Story sometime in the next year.
Yeah!
from
I'll pre-order. I'll put pre-orders when you get the confirmation stuff. Start taking pre-orders, my friend. We get you going.
I got a Facebook page for the novel, which I'll put in the chat.
Oh, shit.
And if you can't get enough of me, I've got another Zoom feature this Tuesday night at Dane Ince's show, Time to Arrive. I'll put that in the chat as well.
Awesome. Jeff Cottrell, everyone. We absolutely just love Jeff Cottrell. All right. Next up, we got Lantern Carrier. So like I wrote a poem last year titled I Want to Be Loved Like a Rudy Francisco poem. But I'm going to remake the poem and I'm going to say, I want to be loved like a lantern carrier poem.
Ooh, okay.
That is what this man does to poetry. He's sensational. And then after Lantern, we have Poet Con.
Okay, a little bit different tonight. I once swam on stunning reefs beneath the waves. Specks of red, orange, and bright blue-green corals glimmered within a seabed of aquamarine waters, while I banqueted with oysters and pearls on the ocean's flow. Above were the fierce winds and turbulent tides, but here under floral robes of bewitching beauty, all was tranquil, majestically elevating, and serenely peaceful. It was here I first felt peace as the source of supernal splendor, knew that to love was happier than in being loved. Alas, in my ignorance, one day I saw a most beautiful alien fish and was subsequently lured from freedom into a fisherman's net of sorrows, pain, isolation, and suffering. I was born with human intuition, acquired from my parents' previous life experiences. They told me stories of the glories of Africa, of the opulence of the people and assets, its Ubuntu, Umoja, and Amani, of harmony before the invaders came, ransacking the villages, robbing them of their glittering gold and diamonds. They weave tales like those told by griots, of stolen gems and freedoms, of betrayals by those with forked tongues, of Wazungu who created chains and neck collars, worshiping the gods of gunpowder, cannons, napalm, and other chemical warfare. Mom told of how my ancestors died in millions on boisterous seas in strange vessels and cesspits of nearly 600 years of struggle, hanging on the precipice of darkness, the thread of a golden hope, the only means of survival in many alien lands. Now I remember, trapped in this fisherman's net of sorrows, I feel a fear, loneliness, and insecurity, a kind of disparity and segregation, not so dissimilar to my parents' stories. With this mesh, my ghetto or slum of sorts, I'm in a tin can of sardines. Mom told tales of the rape of ugliness, ushering innocent souls to Hades before they even got to paradise, while the predators gathered like friends, accustomed to the heat of callousness, the emptiness of pallbearers at funeral marches, now numb to the wails of heaven. I tried to sing, like my mother had taught me how, of the ancient Negro spirituals for healing, of positive fire to the soul, and the strong rum and weed that brought solace to the spirit, beneath the heavy yoke of oppression, depravity, and tears from constant defilements of the people. Yet I'm a fish, taught to live in slothfulness and indolence as I struggle with complacency and inequity, too weak to free myself from this dark web of sorrow and despair. I use my soul, trying to scan my mother's tales like an X-ray machine, looking for answers in order to remember my true self. I once swam in stunning reefs beneath the waves, specks of red, orange, and bright blue-green corals, glimmering within a seabed of aquamarine waters, while I banqueted with oysters and pearls on the ocean's flow. It was here I first felt peace as a source of supernal splendor, knew that to love was happier than in being loved. Come, my beloved, grant not a lighter burden, but a much stronger heart. Come. Poem 2. The sound of the siren was deafening in the distance. Looking through her rearview mirror, she saw the green and scarlet flashing lights speeding towards her and knew instinctively that she was in trouble. Deep down into the South, this was not new, and many parents had equipped their children with the skills necessary to stay alive. She began to reminisce, to send her adrenaline in alert mode as she pulled to the side, applied the brake gently and waited. The police car stopped behind her and 2 officers got out, hands on hips as they approached the glimmering window of the Scarlet Beauty. Even before the female officer spoke, Faustina could hear her father's voice. Do not give them any cause to shoot you. Keep your hands visible at all times, he'd warned. Is this your car, madame? Asked the female officer. Yes, ma'am, she replied politely. Can I see your driving license? Faustina reached for her driving license, making sure that the hands were visible, just as Dad requested. Funny how quickly we can think in these situations. Be smart, be polite, use your charm and allure, her mother had counseled, and Faustina smiled sweetly as the male officer peeped inside her car, scanning its contents like an X-ray machine. Good evening, officer. Faustina smiled. Handing the driving license to the female officer, she looked alluringly into the eyes of the male companion. She was endowed with virtues, which she quickly summoned to her aid. Allowing her chest to heave forward, she began to show her bosom, her flawless cleavage, even as her enchanting Yves Saint Laurent permeated the vicinity of the policeman's breath. He gazed, and she knew immediately where his glance rested. Floral blouse and skirt, designer glasses, she looked gorgeously ravishing, played on this to the pinnacle of excellence, even while maintaining her dignity and self-respect. You see, Faustina's mom had taught her all she knew about the ways of men, of how they undressed you with their eyes, the things that was meaningful and attractive to them, as well as how to be poised and dignified, but assertive. She remembered Dr. King's "if I had sneezed" speech and knew that she did not even appear to be unhelpful for even a single moment. Once more, she looked into the male officer's eyes, utilizing her charisma and exquisite beauty to the fullest. He returned the smile, then had a word with his colleague. She handed back the license, asked Faustina to drive safely, and then left. Faustina got out of her car, fuming. She had won this time, but she felt humbled and dismayed, desolate and victimized. She felt sad that once again, a Black woman was stopped in this neighborhood for daring to drive an expensive Rolls. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Oh man, Lantern Carrier,
Come
y'all.
on, storytelling and plot and climax and cadence. And yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So good. Lantern Carrier.
Thank you for that.
Oh man. Yeah. I greatly esteem this poet. Y'all follow him. I'm so honored and humbled that you came to share tonight with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so honored that you invited me. Thanks to everyone. The bars are continually rising. The eloquence is quite high. Thank you so much.
I like to think that together we all rise. We only rise because we're doing it together. All right, so next up, I got PoetCon. We're going to drop the list in the chat. I see Generalissimo and Kimberly Shaw are here. So PoetCon, if you want to put Generalissimo and then Kimberly Shaw to close us out tonight. I know that she's going to want to close the show because she's the closer. So we can add you two to the list if you'd like to read tonight. And we'll keep an eye on the room and see if any of the other features trickle in. So yeah, all right, so PoetCon, and then Roz, you are after PoetCon.
Okay, I will update the list in just a second, guys and y'all. Token. Broken. Hoping for something to hope to. I remember my virtue. Patience, but needing tangible proof. I look to you, my token. I am wide openly broken in line for your love. Our sun, our land, steady grips these hips understand. Look to the left, I shudder to the right. I cut off all meaningless discord. What proof do I have of a love time can no longer afford? A token. Words never spoken, now squeezed within $15, 15-minute sessions. Sun is shining though my heart is gray. Gray in the middle of May. These May flowers grew from April showers, a token of time. And this is called In My Heart. I guess I will miss you forever. I guess I may never have you again. Maybe another man will mend my heart. Asking why is chewing bricks, my teeth are the proof. The truth is we may not have our daughter, our son may never get to call you father, may call another man father. Lord, help me to accept this discrepancy. It may never be us again like how we could have been. My assignment is to let, allow, damn. Face another day somehow without you. Let love. I did not want to let love, but I will. I will. I need serenity. Without you. I mentioned the nigger trigger during our last 15-minute set. You got upset, and rightfully so. It is the past. He is the past. I guess you have regrets. I do too, but I never thought I would be without you. It is unbelievable how the sun still expands, stands on stilts profoundly vertical, steel, instilling celestial thrills. I am betrayed by its perseverance. Still illuminating me as I pursue nothingness, loneliness. Solemn meditations under romantic stars. How do they continue to serenade when I feel embalmed for a grave? I hate how the moon still acclimates rays from the sun, how the wind still blows, only God knows. And only God knows that I kind of do want to fade to black without you. The fact that we had our time is up, makes me want to tear shit up. You know what's up. Ain't nobody you. Nobody is taking your place, even though it has been permanently vacated, eternally evacuated. My dream of 18-acre country living permanently mutilated. I contemplated living this life without your love. I was deceived by dolo dreams only to achieve and see how truly lonely I asked to be. What about us? I vigorously pursued one dream, forfeiting another, me and you, without you. I'm trying to understand how the clouds parade like marmalade in the sky, scattered to perfection. I am trying to make sense that it is all past tense encounters. The times that I listened to the doubters instead of listening to you, lost you. I am grieving. In the morning, or whatever time I arise, you are the first thing on my mind, a song playing, saying, he is gone. My mind and my heart are permanently suffering. It is hard to see, to concentrate, to celebrate, needing you like I need food. It is not up for debate. I contemplate manifesting a life without your love. Yes, another man was in my bed. No other man has been in my heart. I hate talking about you to other jinns. None of them compare. None of them dare. None of them stare at me like you do. I'm not sure if you deserve what has been given. You will always achieve liberty with me. The stars I perceive, the lack thereof is fitting. I feel like quitting. I cannot lie. I do not want to live without you. But I will try. I know I have to give. The boys need me. Just wish it was we. Never thought it would be me without you. Thank you.
Oh man, I never thought it would be me without you. Oh, original 10 poets in the house, y'all. Unmute your mics, please, for PoetCon. Give her some love.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Every
beautiful.
single time.
Woo!
Yes.
For everyone who's ever had a broken heart.
Yes, yes.
Oh man, Eric, I just love you so much. Please know that.
Love y'all. Thank you. Love you, Missa.
Speaking of poets, another poet who pulls at my heartstrings is the next 10. The next 10 poets. Rosalind Diaz is one of them. Oh my God, I'm glad she's in black and white. She's just so radiatingly hot that she'd break my screen if she was in color. So let's just be grateful that we can keep going without any technical difficulties. Hopefully coming back with a little, sun on her skin from Puerto Rico. Hi, Roz. We got you. And then after Roz will be Sarah Bellum Mental.
Hey, so I'm glad to be here. I'm gonna read a piece out of my book, Lady Lotus. It's my baby. I love it so much. It's called Mandated Reporter, and it goes like this. Dodging taboos since I exited the womb, see. It took a while for the storm to brew within me. Finally, when it hit, it was too late. Anyone I loved was drowning in a sea of fuck you, what about me? No one saw it coming, but then again, most natural disasters give little to no warning. Drenched in my own mess, I make it to an office where the first thing I'm asked is if I ever feel like harming me. I reply, death is the only thing that's guaranteed, that I had no wishes to expedite the end of my journey. Asked her if she knew who I was. Told her I teach women not to give up. Knew she wasn't an ophthalmologist. Asked her to stare into my eyes and find where the promise is. Told her, I am everything but typical, proudly and original. Said I wouldn't make it easy to glide that red pen across the page. She didn't get to write me off that day. Asked, how dare she try to label me? Said, I'm no danger to myself, much less to society. Said, all I aim to do is strive. Confessed, I've loved a few men back to life after they signed emotional DNRs. Told her, I've placed my healing hands over the nastiest scars and prevailed. I revealed I was a miracle child. I survived dynamics that no one thought I would. Kept pushing like the little engine that knew she could genetically. Body fights for immunity. Organs, authors of countless suicide notes. Alive because of undying hope. To break cycles. To treat life as the best piece I've ever composed. Oh, Doc, it's not over until the divine says, end poem. Asked, aren't you proud to be a mandated reporter? End poem. So that's the first piece. And the second piece I wrote in Puerto Rico at the beach, and it's called Waves. It goes like this. These waves, undid braids, these waves, whipped me around, overpowering this body. I want to embody their power. Maybe I already do, but I'm skeptical because these waves swept me off my feet in the most unapologetic way, cleansing my ego, humbling me, forcing me to adjust, or at least try. Goodbye to my braids, my top, my pride, these waves, they don't apologize. End poem.
Oh my God, Rosalind Diaz, everybody.
Yes, let's go.
Lovely.
Thank you guys. Pleasure to be here.
I can't wait for your next book. Like straight up, like Ma Dukes, right? She's one of the original 10 and she's already talking about her next book. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Poetry without distribution is bullshit. Let's just get our books out there. All right, we're gonna keep rocking. Ross, you got anything coming up? Anything you'd like to share?
I do. Nothing set in stone yet, but I have, I think, 3 things coming up. I will be posting stuff on Through Her Big Brown Eyes on Instagram. So if you want, follow me and you'll get like all the information once everything is like set in stone.
And feel free, y'all, to put stuff on Word is Right to get the, I mean, we love it when people post to the page what they got. They got features, they got merch, they got shows, whatever it is you got posted. It's a hub for poets. So, you know, even if it's not a Word is Right thing, please post it, share it. All right. I'm so glad to see you, Roz. I've been missing your beautiful like voice, and I'm so glad you got back safely. Please be careful. New York City's lighting up with Omicron, so just please, you know, be safe, you and your family. That goes for all of you New Yorkers here tonight. All right, next up we got Sarah Bellum, Mental Original 10 in the house, y'all. It does not get better than this lineup tonight, and you know, I'm just blessed. Y'all could be anywhere tonight, and you are here sharing your space and your love with us, so that is not lost on me. Thank you so very much. Sarah Bella Mental has been doing a lot of workshops lately to you guys, so please go to her shit. It's amazing. I just wrote like 2 great poems in the last 2 days. I read my poem last night from your workshop, or I read your poem this morning at Unmeshes from your workshop last night, and yeah, so I thank you, because I wouldn't be writing if you weren't doing workshops. So
Right? Thank you for attending shit, because if no one attends, I'm just talking to myself, which is all great and good because You know, I talk to myself anyways, so who the fuck cares? Yeah. So cerebellum, fantastic. She, they pronouns. Yeah, let's get into this. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Hired to give a fuck about things when really I can't even put up with all this cerebellum chatter. Static transmission, permission to go off the deep end, dive down and forget the life preserver. I don't float, I sink. Sometimes this is a gift rather than a curse. Worst of it is lying on the seabed, current pulling me wherever it wants, haunts me with the sounds of clicking when I'm awake. I try to taste surrender, but it won't sacrifice skin, be reborn within into being renewed again when you say you're tired. They say, aren't we all? Struggle is another name for serenity when it's done fighting you. Struggle says, without me, you'd be a pawn in the cogs of evolution, a seed without dawn to remind you roots need concrete to grow stronger and breathe in cracks she shouldn't be. Struggle says, I'm helping you with survival of the fittest. And when I'm done with you, you'll be able to survive pollution, polluting back drawer mind. There are layers to exhaustion. Exhaustion is another name for exhale that gets delayed. We keep holding our breath past the moment, feel death touch the nape of our neck. And when we won't shiver away from her, we know we may be too far gone, but it's been too long that you've made life preservers out of other humans. And they say you're not alone and you believe them. That's that piece. Fantastic. Wonderful. Let's do another one. This is going to be relatively new shit. This is called depression texts. Depression texts sound like seeking you out in the black hole, feel like a blind mole who can't see wholly from hell. Are you okay? How are you? Do you need anything? I'm just checking in. Sit within this hole and somehow you know how to enter it with me. Depression texts sound like, have you eaten today? Have you eaten at all? What can I send? How can I be there? Holding space sacred for you to pace inside your synapses and wonder if anyone hears the echo depression utters. Depression utters sound and it bounces sound like an acoustic church made to reverberate how you don't matter, but we all matter here, but we just need to listen between the sound and the silence. Holy from hell looks like your sacred is now, you're scared, scars, wars you wage against ocean of your belly, you starve, not because you want to, but because hunger doesn't show up at your door anymore and you keep checking. Sunlight to see if it gets through sepia tones that hold you close and say, we've lost the seasons of your skin. Depression texts find me through holy hell. Isolation is a gift until it becomes my prison. And these bars are my rib cage, thumping against heart to say we're still alive, even if depression says differently. And I got one more and then you guys can be fucking done with me. So fantastic. We're gonna do this one from memory. Okay, it's a quick one, no worries. Fuck your strength. Fuck your, be strong for just a little longer. I'm so tired of being resilient, of strength being a skin I wear and I can't get rid of it when really all I want is to crumble like a cookie and leave crumbs behind for my love to find in the grim story tale of my life in this family We were never taught to fall apart, just to rage against our rib cages, thumping, thumping, pumping blood. To keep us in fight mode, because flight means going to a space that we think is safe, but it never is. And this family, collapse is another name for condolences, that you aren't a part of us. If you feel like each breath is a gasp, task that we keep saying is so difficult, even though it's autonomic, even though it's automatic. Strength tries to pull me back into its turtle shell, soft belly skeleton, but I'm just a grub underneath all this hardness. Why couldn't I be loved softly back into life again? What is the cost of strength when really we're meant to collapse? Will you hold me after these words are said? And don't tell me to be strong. I don't need to hear be strong. You think I don't know that I'm strong? What? I just can't handle patching this scarecrow skeleton back together again. That's it. That's all.
Oh my God.
That's my friend Sarah!
Oh my God. Let's fucking go.
Show out, okay?
Fucking there,
Let's
right?
go. Yes, wow. Wow, Sarah.
That's a dope ass poet right there.
Yes, she is. Damn it.
We ain't never done
so
with
right.
you.
Elemental in the building.
We ain't never done with you.
Oh, I ain't never done with you, so you better not be done with me, or else then I'm gonna come find you at
That's what I'm
Honduras. I
talking
don't know
about.
where, but someplace.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I have workshops, I have books. I have 2 books. I have Berry Bones Home, I have Swallow My Sparrow. I have workshops that I facilitate with guerrilla poets, and also my own. I just did a holiday workshop today. That was, oh, wow. That was some deep diving we did. We studied 2 poems. And anyway, you can support me. Fucking love it. Thank you.
And of course, you're always welcome to do workshops at Word is Right anytime you want as well. Y'all, original 10 poets in the house tonight. We had Elaine Hill. We have Kimberly Shaw, the closer, Ma Dukes, myself, Sarah Bella Mental. So we and Kimberly, well, you say Kimberly Shaw, the closer. So we had half of the original 10 were here tonight. Roz Diaz, Jenna Elisa, Brian Franco were here. They're part of the next 10 poets that we launched at the end of this year. So I mean, come on. Together we rise. You guys are paving the way for the 2022 poets. Straight fucking up. Let's go. Oh, Tori Letts is here as well. Tori Letts will be reading after Thomas. She's part of the next 10. It is just going to be an amazing fucking year next year. All right, we got Thomas Connor and then Tori Letts and then Unmesh, and then we'll finish up tonight with Kimberly Shaw, the closer.
I'm ready. I've almost forgotten the taste of fear, the bitterness of tree limbs, broken bark splintering on my tongue, the taste of oak wood, scent of pine, they preparing me to swing high and low. No sweet chariot to ride on though, just the scent of pine, coffins made of trees. They still use them to bury us. I fight, I scuffle, refusing not to give up my ghost as they push and pull me on this rope. We living in this fear that runs in the speed of just above a full scurry. We move gentle and fragile along the Mississippi. We know they stretch necks just for sport. We hold on by a thread. The rope of reconstruction breaks the vein of our existence. Resistance seems futile. My final take makes death cinematic. Cheeks and face blend in blue. This nightmare alley sealed on both ends. The north not that welcoming. My tears drip on the tongue of Anubis, god of the forever dead. Midnight rider, horse hoofs burst in flame. I hear his breath and his gallop. We running northward, our hope pushing upward, dashing between the trees, avoiding plantations made just for me. I reach for the sky as I reach for the Most High, hoping my prayers don't die along with me. Look, there ahead lies Baltimore. I am free, maybe we will see. First poem. I'm alone in a crowded room, moving through bodies with sorries and excuse me's. I seem to be searching for what, because I don't even know. Yet I still know it's somewhere out there. I need to find myself first, to get lost in this world of dreamers, feeling like the earth beneath my feet isn't even meant for me. Taking these solo excursions, bus rides, and train trips that started in my imagination, the only sanctum I'll ever know. A daydreamer of other worlds that I didn't even know existed, but somehow I knew they existed. The intuition of an empathic, who cares? It's not that tangible enough. Maybe not, but it's freedom for me. Let's see what happens next. End poem.
Thomas Connor, y'all.
Go, Thomas.
Beautiful,
Woo!
beautiful.
Thomas just
Thank
had
you,
his
thank
feature with Wordsmith Billy. That was just such an incredible feature. I'm glad we got you in before the end of the year, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Let's go.
Peace and blessings.
Start working
Gracias,
on that.
amor.
Start working on that book.
Oh, I am. I've been
All right,
working on it.
We got three more poets to finish us out tonight. We got Tori Letts, Unmesh, and Kimberly Shaw, the closer. If you are in the room and did not have a chance to read as a feature poet and you changed your mind somewhere along the course of things and you would like to be added to the list, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, we'll round out the evening with these three poets and look towards 2022. Tori, are you ready? Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Y'all, Tori Letts we just launched her book, Schoolyard Crushes and Prozac Prescriptions. And I have to tell you, when I was in El Paso and I had the table and with all the books, straight up, so many people were asking about your cover. They were they were making comments there. This is the coolest cover. So it got a lot of attention when I was in El Paso. And so I'm very excited. I just wanted you to have that kind of feedback, the live in-person type feedback. People were really liking the cover.
It makes me really happy because I since I did the cover, like there are parts of me that are like self-conscious. I'm like, oh, I'm not a graphic designer, but yeah, cool.
It works. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do a couple of poems. I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I'm actively mad at the person that a lot of these poems are about. So I'm gonna do like the mental health side of things, so I'm just not grumpy the entire time. But so I'm gonna do Suffocating because that's my favorite poem probably in this book. I do it at almost every open mic, but there's a reason. So this is Suffocating. Breathe in, breathe out. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? 1 meaning 1 foot in the grave and the other barely grabbing the edge. 10 meaning tenacious, vivacious, and every other acious that can describe how elated you are. Maybe you're feeling a 5 if you're doing just fine. There is no right answer. Of course, unless you consider anything below a 4 the right answer. 4, because we care for you and can't let anything bad happen. So let's lock that shit down before it becomes a problem. Because we can't have you, your brain shutting down on us now, but answer honestly. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? No pressure, but you aren't the only one with problems, and we need to know how serious this is before we can move on. Move on. Can you at least say a 6? Sorry, sick of this? No, at least a 6. I'll just jot down a 7 if it's all the same to you then. You look chipper enough today. Keep that. I'll know what happened when you last reached a 2. 2 as in too fucking bad. You've got shit to do. I think we should aim for an 8 by tomorrow. If you 8 before tomorrow, we could even put a 9, but I'm not sure yet. And it's asinine to shoot too high. So how about that 7 again? What? 3, that won't do, you see. This has to be documented, prioritized, considered a problem. Other people have real problems. Can't you see? We don't have time for a crisis. If you're gonna fuck up, at least do it right. Breathe in, breathe out. And then this one is called, where is it? That Bitch Next Door. Oh, sorry, that poem literally suffocates me. Okay, That Bitch Next Door. She's a bitch. She envelops you like humidity, calls you at 2, 3, 4 a.m. till you abandon sleep completely, dictates when you can do anything that makes you happy. She takes you and breaks you and makes you into fragments of yourself that are too sharp to put back together, but too dull to make anything worthwhile. She locks you down. She locks you in your room regardless of your plans, slowly closes around your neck with her cold, bare hands, and you will be damned before she begins to let go. She plucks your loved ones out of your life, demands 100% of your undivided attention, and bleeds your every emotion bone dry. After a while, her name will be etched into your skin, marking her territory and reminding you that she owns you, knows you, chose you. Her stopwatch can freeze your life, dissolve the future, warp the past, make seconds feel like years and years feel like mountains you were never meant to climb. And she's always armed and ready when things fall apart, as she innocently numbs your pain until your emotions evaporate completely before your eyes and leave you holding on to nothing but the air that has become too thick to breathe. She contorts your passions into nuisances with an artful subtlety that makes it seem like your own belief. She holds you with a comforting familiarity that almost makes you scared to let her leave, and oh, you can try to make her leave, but make her stop knocking and talking and prodding, erase her voice from your memory and her fingerprints from your heart. But you can't put band-aids on a geyser and think it'll be silence. You can't beat down a monster that doesn't bleed. You can't fight her off without fighting yourself, because her permanent address is inside your head. Depression is a bitch, and she doesn't give a damn who thinks so. And I think you can do one more short one, maybe. Okay. I like this one. It's if Hallmark made a card for everything. If Hallmark made a card for everything, how many puns could they make out of sorry about your colonoscopy? How many cardboard castles might be dedicated to sweet romantic musings for the side chick on Valentine's Day? What colors would they use to capture a sorry your parents sold your childhood home condolence card? I bet they'd have a hell of a time finding out the details for congrats on losing your virginity pop-up, or perhaps more along the lines of sorry I came in 17 seconds, IOU would be a more likely bestseller. I doubt I speak for just myself when I say I'd be browsing the fuck that guy girlfriend cards if the aisles went on forever and the cardstock depicted every godforsaken human emotion, experience, wish, mistake. What sentiments might overflow my mailbox, and what cheesy one-liners would I feel compelled to stuff into crinkly envelopes? Maybe if everything came on an overpriced compulsory gesture, we'd have less question marks and more, how the fuck did you find a card for my eating disorder? What drawer does this even get stuffed into? God, can't Hallmark go back to making fucking movies instead? I thought they profited off of people's innate horror at being honest. And that's some poems from Schoolyard Crushes and Prozac Prescriptions.
Yes, Tori Lutz, everybody. Unmute your mics, please.
Come on, Tori.
Ooh,
That's right. You call
yes.
that Hallmark bullshit out, all right? How many
Let's go.
cardboard crap houses can you build out of this shit?
I agree. No, I literally, made that poem because I was in like a card aisle and it was just ludicrous.
Yes. I have done those poems of like, what the fuck? Where is the card for we're fucked up family? I'm supposed to be laughing at your miseries. Where
Sarah
is that card?
Elemental, you gotta write those fucking cards. We
I'm
had
making
talks
them.
about this. That
I'm
y'all,
making them.
you
They're
can't
gonna be
find.
awkward as shit.
You made me flick off the the highlighter lid, and now I don't know where it went. I'm like throwing it, y'all. We need to write some motherfucking true cards. Maybe we'll start some brand called True Cards, and then and we do Hallmark, but we do like them true Hallmark cards. True cards. I'm gonna write that shit down. That's not bad.
Do it. Made
True
from red or green books.
Well, I do have. I am launching cards next year, but I think it would be really fun if poets want to fucking do true cards, like Hallmark cards, but true cards. Let's do it, and y'all can launch. We'll publish your cards, and then yes, because then you can make some fucking money. You know what they would sell? God damn, you gotta think like if the majority of the world's fucked up, and everyone has trauma. You gotta think, and everyone's not getting laid enough. Don't be in denial. No one's having enough sex. I've never heard someone tell me I have too much sex. I'm so
I
goddamn
have
happy I have
the
too much
perfect
sex.
amount of sex, Marissa. I don't
Not
know
fun.
about you, but it's pretty damn yeah. So I'm just
All
saying.
right. Well, that's yes, you are special, Sarah. But I think for the majority of people who don't have enough, like, and sex is sex. I mean, like, fundamentally fulfilling fuckery. Okay, I need fundamentally fulfilling fucking. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Fundamentally fulfilling fucking. I gotta write this down because if I don't, I will forget it. All right. Yes. That we need to write the card for the rest of us, Sarah. Then, okay. All right, we're gonna get through. We only got 2 more poets. We can do it. We got Unmesh Mohit all the way from India, who I just absolutely love, and I can't believe 12 hours ago that I was in this space with Unmesh and his beautiful open mic. He does every Saturday morning U.S. time. It's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So sign up for Unmesh Live. He's phenomenal. Light Shadow Light is his book. I have it. It's great. And then we'll finish up tonight with Kimberly Shaw. I should say he's a farmer. He's not a farmer. And I guess I'm kind of like a farmer. If you count planting vegetables in your backyard as farming, I guess that would count. All right, Unmesh Mohit.
Thanks, Marisa. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. It's amazing to be part of this. And I loved being a feature as well. And I'm not so regular, but I try to come and enjoy, experience Marisa. So open mics. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And yeah, this is something which I wrote yesterday. Here we go. There is light at the end of tunnel. I see the light. Tunnel passes through me to the brightest of abyss. I am lonely in the crowd. I am lonely in the crowd. Mind crowded with dinosaurs of past, cobwebs of tomorrow. I travel on the waves of sound towards unknown music, music refusing to play in me. I refuse to be hurt by pain, but the pain never stops hurting me. I decide to jump the heartless bandwagon, but the bandwagon keeps on following me. I drank burning lava. I drank burning lava, but the hatred refuses to boil in me. I find hope in everything, but everything called hope is just a thing. I go searching myself on a long, winding path, never ending path, which has never found herself. I shine bright like a lightning, lightning melting in the dark clouds, tears of lightning falling down with raindrops, like a sparrow keeps on building its nest refusing to give her any rest. This is test of time, or time is a test. Nothing I write should be taken in jest. Bowl of boiling emotions, evaporating emotions, gathering on the roof, cobwebs of emotions sticking to the roof. Whose decision is this? Thoughts jailed, culprits running free. In days, I gaze at the haze. In days, I gaze at the haze. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. Unmesh Mohikar, y'all. Let's Unmesh life. Yes, I loved it. Damn, do I even have what they said this morning? I took notes on one of the things in your show when they said something about unmeshing, and I was like, that's a great verb, and I wanted to use it in a poem. I don't know if I'll have to find it, but someone had said something about unmeshing in it. It made it into a verb, and I was like, I'm gonna put that in a poem, because Unmesh, you're just wonderful, and I thank you. And y'all, if you ever hear Unmesh tell the story, he came to the Narican Poets Cafe, and he like never read, and then he read, and of course Diane Ward sent you that message and said you're just so wonderful, and everyone, you're just wonderful, absolutely, and everyone who's on your platform, they're just so lovely, even if we don't understand what they're saying. The message comes through in their song or their tone, and it's lovely. If you have never experienced an open mic in India, please go unmesh your life and go to
Thank you.
Unmesh's open mic, y'all. Get on his emailing list. Send him your email. He'll put you on the list. Yes, every Saturday morning is the reason I get the fuck out of bed at 8:30 in the morning to go to your open mic. I don't want the show to end yet, but Kimberly Shaw, the closer, I'm pissing in my pants all night, like waiting for the very last poet to read, because she's my fucking favorite poet. And she is one of the original 10. And she just, oh my God, I can't, she's an experience. I can't. But I will tell you, I cover her poems more than anyone else's because they're fucking awesome. And I've never mastered the Kimberly Shaw, the closer voice. I'm working on it, Kimberly. I'm working on it. And I got the T capitalized. She is like training me. I'm getting trained. I will do it 100%. This woman is sensational. She's part of the Word is Right family. I hope her show comes to the air in 2022. We gotta make it happen. Even if it's once a fucking month. Let's go. Yes. Are you ready?
I am ready. How are you? Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all. Unmesh, I thought you was gonna do more poems than that, but glad to hear you regardless. Yes, hi Sarah. So the name of this poem is called Delayed Gratification. Every month she watched that red endometrial lining go when she really wanted to watch that lining grow into life and not curse. Blood, tissue, and cells, she grew accustomed to cursing her body, asking her father, who art in heaven, why he couldn't just do her a solid, make her a mother, allow her to give her husband the greatest gift ever, the greatest presence known to man, a child. It wasn't meant for her to understand the struggle into maternity, the stumble into the mother she wanted to be was her destiny never failed, not on accident. See, her father who art in heaven, wanted to wait to give her this blessing she always deserved. Now her family is complete, and she threw lotus, roses, and orchids at his feet every month, touched his garment, and she stopped bleeding her tears. He washed away her fears and sent her greatest joy, a baby boy, to compliment Miss Sullivan and Josh. Now her family is complete unless her father, who art in heaven, is in the business of adding to her blessings, subtracting her grief, and multiplying her reassurances. He assured her, "You are somebody's mother," but it had to happen on God's time. Her father, who art in heaven, did not always come when she called him, but this time, just this one time, he was right. He was on time, just this one glorious time. He was right on time. Hallelujah, because there's no time like the precious, no time like the present, no time like the time I gave you your greatest blessing, my child. Your child had to come on my time because I said it was so, and I am your father who art in heaven. My child, you said it yourself. No timeline is too long, so long. You've waited so long for your child, my child. I am not punishing you. What you thought, I thought you needed lessons in gratitude or a new attitude before you were worthy of my fortitude. Only the strong and the faithful are deserving of divine miracles. And she was so faithful to him. She knew her father, who art in heaven, to turn the burden she carried into angelic blessings. So she never lost sight of that, or that one important fact. Even when others couldn't see for her, she refused to stop looking, never closed her eyes, just kept her eyes on the prize and got on her knees and twisted her head towards promising skies and asked her father, who art in heaven, to work a miracle for her. And the prayer line was strong, and it took 5,640 days of praying so long, and it was signed, sealed, and delivered, a miracle. 16 years in the making. Dawson Joshua Grant. All right. That poem, just a little backstory. That poem is for my friend Sydney Swales Brandt, who just had a baby of her own after 16 years of infertility, and she had adopted a child also, and her name is Sullivan, and I'm going to be spitting a poem for her also during this set. So this next poem I'm going to give y'all is called, yes, Sarah, I know you love that, Make Believe. I wrote this poem during 30 for 30, or right about now. Shout out to right about now. I used to believe that royal kingdoms and magicians were make believe, but now I'm a believer because magicians know the best tricks. Brake lights, stop gaslighting me with three-card Monty. I could have sworn my heart was attached securely to my sleeve, but they found a way to convince me it was always glued to the card table, believing fables. I haven't the slightest idea how they single-handedly pull off sleight of hands offhand. I used to fidget on nostalgia with such grace, dancing on thin ice, icy thin memories that pierce my tears, tear through the ice, crack the cold, and burn the summer, warming me up from the inside out. Like the time I laid up with you in the backseat of my truck off the beaten path of worn highway in 100-degree weather, getting fucked with my legs up, sweating heavily, hoping for a baby in the sea of the flowers, but all I got was bloody red disappointment instead. Maybe next month, same field, same truck, same time. Head. I used to make believe we were always happy. I wanted us to have it all because after all, we've been through enough already. I'm so ready to stop pretending and playing make believe. Make me believe you want me. Make me believe I am your destiny. The gold waiting for you at the end of prism rainbows. Make me believe a miracle shackled to a mirage. Turn that shackled mirage into a magical miracle. I know you can do it. Work your magician magic. Work your magic magician. I believe in you. Make me believe the queen you speak of is me, not her. Fuck her. Make me believe you're really going to leave her this time. Make me believe I get to have you. We were supposed to be together, whether you were ready or not. Here I come. Because you don't get to get out of this so easily, like Dorothy clicking your heels 3 times. Tin Man, my knight in shining armor. Have you found your yellow brick road? One of the things I always admired about you is that you were always courageous enough to choose the right thing over the things that your heart wants, but that doesn't mean love always wins. However, this time, maybe it will because it's in God's will. Fuck being noble, it's time to be happy. I can take you there, my love. Put on your all white whales, click your heels 3 times and listen to me say and affirm what you already know because I made you believe. There's no place like my love. There's no place like my love. There's no place like my love, my love. do you have enough heart to make up your mind and find your way home to our magical kingdom this time? That's the end of that piece.
Ah, I had
Yes,
to.
come on,
I'm
Sarah. I know
sorry.
you have
Damn,
to.
Kimberly, stop.
I love you. I love
I
you.
love you too. I love you too, Sarah.
I
love
wrote
you,
that
Sarah.
down. Fuck being noble. It's time to be happy.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. We
There's
ain't got
no
time to be
place like
noble
my
ourselves.
love.
We're gonna be happy in
Right.
2022. Yes.
Mhm.
Sullivan is adopted into the new definition of special. Special, noun, the testimony after the test, the heart after the break, the queen of Mama Sydney's heart, and now her brother, King Dawson, will follow suit. Special, noun, the apple ace of Daddy Josh's eye, so you don't know Jack. Special, adjective, having a specific or particular function or purpose, such as a special messenger. And this messenger was so special, she was called to make her guardian's parents, called to make her house a home, called to make her parents not feel so alone, called to make her mother a mother, called to make her father a father, called to make her family a family, and God let it be. Special, adjective, distinctive or unique, of a distinct or particular kind of character. Example, a special kind of girl. She be drenched in individuality. Nobody else in the world is like she. Sullivan be light. Sullivan be love. Sullivan be special and heaven sent from above like an angel, sacred like a dove, baptized in Holy Spirit, divine like God's love. Sullivan, so special. She got a poem written for her. So don't tell me, she, her brother, father, mother, or anyone else that will listen that she's not special. Listen, you can't tell me she's not. The devil is a liar because Sullivan, I know, the Sullivan I saw grow, be light at the end of tunnels, be loved during the times of despair, be the oxygen when the need is for air. Tell me that's not special. Don't you dare say this little girl is not worthy, is not special, not worth the destiny or grave responsibility placed on her shoulders by the Almighty God. Refute me all you want, but facts is facts. So the next time you fix your mouth to mumble her parts of speech, please don't stumble or try to get it right. Special, verb, I don't have to explain it, she just is special. Some kind of wonderful adjective, especially special, like an adverb. Special is as special does, and Sullivan does it well with no hiccups, missteps, or mistakes. So watch your mouth. Sullivan is adopted by two people who wanted nothing more than to be her mother and father. And if that ain't special, I don't know what is. But what you not gonna do is tell me what she ain't, especially when you don't know her or the backstory. That girl will always be special. End of story. Yes. So the name of that.
Kimberly,
Yes, I
stop.
had to
That's
go
totally
off.
my friend.
Yes,
That is
I had
my
to go
dear
off.
fucking friend.
Don't fuck off.
Yes.
Fuck her to
So
shit
I
and
had to write that poem because
Mm.
Sullivan is adopted and someone told her that she was not special because she was adopted. And she already knew she was adopted, but you know, that's something that you just don't do, you know. And so that broke her heart, that broke her mom's
Oh
heart. So mom
yeah.
had to then, you know, have a conversation with her, which I mean, like she already knew she was adopted, but then she was like, parents need to have this conversation with their children about adoption and how to be compassionate and how to be kind to people. And yeah, so I had to write that for her. Let everybody get their ass together because she
Damn
is
right.
special.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. Yes. Do it like right
Yes.
about now, you know, like
Yes.
that whole diss poem with the
Mm.
dad does, like have Sophie
Mhm.
do it and then like, oh, then have it go viral. I'm so excited.
Yes. Yes.
I just
So
when
if
you
I may,
I'm saying
go ahead. Go ahead, Sarah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when you fuck with my friends, I'll cut you. So it's like that.
Yes. I had to do it. I had to write that. But I'm gonna give y'all one more because I
All
was
right,
at the
one
beach
more.
tonight.
One more gonna close us out. And yes, make
Yes.
sure Sarah, make sure Kimberly, you tell people where they can find you, all that amazing stuff. Her book it is just sensational, inspired by actual events. And Shane Maynard did the cover art for it. It's just, she's phenomenal, y'all. Please support the poets and just stamp your ticket and get on board the train.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you. So I am going to spit a poem from that book inspired by actual events. So y'all can cop that book for me. And Marissa, can you please save the chat for me too, please? Love. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. So this poem I'm going to give y'all to close is called My Authentic Self, since I was at the beach tonight. I am at the beach, a place that used to feel more like home than the four walls I dwell in and look at every day. The softened edges of my smile get the best light here. My sunny disposition is in high gear, unafraid of the incorrect incoming judgment that usually rushes in with the tide. I am a feather coasting on grainy sand against my feet. Liquid fears trickling away in the distance with the ship and other dots on the shoreline. Gargantuan frights become minuscule thoughts and salty water swells. I am empty shells fused with starfish and sand dollars. I am an uncalculated mess hiding underneath the pier, trying to get it together and realize dreams and plans. The boardwalk is still out of my reach. I am the beach. I waste too much time. I'm guilty of procrastination, or maybe I just work better under pressure. That's that coal to diamonds come up. That's that coal to diamond glow up. I get unorganized very quickly, especially when I lack motivation or I'm depressed. I get moody at times. Premium butter pecan ice cream, heavily butter salted popcorn with the right seasoning, gold digger Sundays on Sundays, and talking to my best friend on bad days can fix all of that. I am flawed. Everything I do is wrong. I am Nikki Giovanni, ego tripping off of all of her errors, being correct. I am the cotton candy for his rainy day. I am a vegetarian, eating my feelings despite my shortcomings. I am a great mother, an amazing mother, which is something I always wanted to be. That and being bisexual are huge parts of my identity. I love learning new things, injecting information and knowledge into my veins like the most addictive drugs. I am a sentimental, hopeless romantic. I love hard or I don't love at all. I'm not sure if that's a strength or a character flaw. I don't like being flawed. I don't like being wrong. Some days I don't like what I see, but I love being me. I am remarkable. I am legendary. I am hard to forget. Too good to be true. I am the best weekend he ever had in his whole life, and he still chose to make someone else his wife. I am never the chosen one. I am dying in Robert's Frost, buried underneath the road not taken. I am pretty to look at, but no one stays long enough to learn the rest of my misery. I am a feeble fountain of tears, a faithful well that never runs dry. I wish I was well, but I always have a different story to tell. I walk down winding roads to wishing wells, drowning in waiting water, wishing I was well. I am trauma personified, a recovering side chick on the verge of a manic relapse. I rebuke your adulterous bed. I'm choosing myself instead. I am a proclamation. I am done being a secret you can only whisper behind closed doors. I weigh down to wishing well to wish you well. I am a journalist. I have loved many men and women off the record. I eat pussy like a girl. I am empathy. I am a trophy. I am the melody, making love to the eardrum and your cerebrum. I am the saddest love song. I am Amy Lee screaming, I die to know you love me. This year I am lucky. I am confident. This is the year you will realize you love me. You will light a match to my intensity and burn that flame bright. This is my ending. This is my authentic self. I am flawed. I am wrong. I don't like being flawed. I don't like being wrong. Some days I don't like what I see, but I love being me. Kimberly Shaw, the closer. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's my damn ass friend. That is my dear friend.
Wow, wow, wow.
I fucking love the shit out of her. I fucking love the shit out of her. Oh man.
And I love the shit out of you too.
Yes. Fucking love me.
The eardrum in your
It's
cerebrum.
lovely as shit.
So y'all can get that pretty book inspired by
Mm.
actual events from KimberlyShawPoetry.com.
I
And you
put
can follow
the
me on
link in.
Facebook and IG. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
I'm gonna put it in
love-
again because you know me. I'm like your like,
Yes.
what do you call those? Oh, am I like your like cell bitch or whatever you call it? I don't know what they're called.
Original
I didn't even have
Ted
to say
in the
shit.
building, y'all.
Yes,
Yes.
I had to say shit. Sarah already had me. Thank you,
I
Sarah.
already, I got you every time, you know, during your feature, I was doing that. I was like putting in your in the chat all the time. like on top of slamming. So
Yes, I
yeah,
appreciate you, Sarah.
I fucked that shit up.
And
Mhm.
if you guys
Yes.
know anyone who needs to get their library started for poetry, you can buy all 10 of the original 10 books or all 10 of the next 10 books, or you can get all 20 of the books and get the women's erotic anthology for free with that on the website at redorgreenbooks.com. But please, you know, like, let's go. Let's keep supporting poets. I'm so excited for the poets who are coming in 2022 to publish and to launch. And for you original 10, we got some big things happening. Yes. It's exciting. But yeah, if anyone would like to come and do a workshop or come and do a regular show at Word is Right, just let me know, because I do have spots open for that. And we would love to get you on and love to just continue to produce shows, Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, just let us know. Otherwise, thank you all so much for freaking being here and just being part of the journey this year. It has meant everything, getting to know everyone and all the love and support and the diversity of this amazing platform. And yes, Nancy Helgeson, thank you so much. My fellow Albuquerquean, well, kind of my fellow New Mexican, because I don't think Corrales would appreciate me calling you an Albuquerquean. But she's right here in New Mexico. I'm very excited for the New Mexicans who do come and hang out and support the venue. But we're not doing anything else until the first of the year. The first is a Saturday, so in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll be back with the January Cash Slam. And depending on how many people we get for the Cash Slams, we'll take the top 16 point earners for the year at the end of the year again. So it's good to get your slam in early, so you could try to just get qualified and all of that good stuff. And then we're going to roll out our calendar for 2022. But yeah, if y'all need anything, please feel free to contact me, message me. I'll do whatever I can for you. If you've got stuff, events, merch, shows, just pop it on the Word is Right. I love to support everyone. And if you're on Instagram, find us, like us on Instagram, please, because I'm doing shows Thursday, Fridays on IG through Word is Right. And they're amazing. I mean, this last Thursday and Friday this last week was awesome. So come on Instagram if you are on IG. We'd love to have you there too. Otherwise, go ahead and unmute your mics. Give everyone a huge round of applause. Thank you all so very much.
Yes.
Everybody was incredible.
Oh, shit. I should
Yes.
end with my toast, right? Let me do that because it's a Saturday show. I'll end with my toast. Does everyone have a drink? You all have a cup, something you can toast to? Grab a cup. Let's do a toast. All right. Here's to health in your company and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Thank you all so much for a wonderful 2021. We'll see you in 2022. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Right.
Peace
Good
and
night,
blessings, everyone. Stay
everybody.
safe.
Thank you.
Bye,
Happy
communities. Bye,
anniversary to the
everyone.
Word is Right.
Right.
Love y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up with my
Have a
my
good
shit.
night.
Hey, fantastic.
I want to take that collar, Sarah.
Right.
It's making me feel some kind of
It
way.
actually, it goes around the body.
It's making me feel some sort of way.
Okay, Sarah.
Just saying.
Oh, right. This is Salt and Lace Intimates. This shit is good.
Can I want one now? Can I want
one? Oh, I have another one
Intimate.
too.
Go through.
Play,
I want one.
This one that goes around the body. So as you can tell, it's really kind of cool. It's got like a harness, and then there's this one too that goes around the throat, and then it just kind of like hangs down. This one I get tons of compliments on whenever I wear it. I'm like, thanks, it's lingerie. Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Like,
I do not have many shiny fun things. I have my kid ears.
as such like a magpie. I'm like, ooh, yay. Put it inside like my little like rock area. Well, they're not rocks, they're gems and shit, you know, to balance my ass out. But this doesn't balance me. This is just shiny.
I love it. All right. I love it. I'm gonna get
right.
All right, y'all. Have
I'll
a
let
good
you
night.
go.
Thank you.
Love
both.
y'all.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.